I don't want to set the world on fire.
Please welcome Tom Montgomery.
In your heart.
I'm here, and
in
white
my
privilege isn't
heart,
going
I
to save
have
you
but
tonight, okay, guys?
one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this like weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are.
Me. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dog and Chicken Show. I was going to do another one of those corny openings with, the Chat GPT written intro, but Tony's not here and I can't see the cringe on his face, so it's not fun.
Oh, true.
Yeah. It was going to be with the letter C and like cornucopia of camaraderie and charming, all kinds of, it was going to be really corny. But
now I think what we're having here is a technical difficulty on Tom's side, but worry not, because I am an endless airbag. So I can,
that's all right. Anyway, I'll finish. I am Dr. Chicken, of course. Find me at Bark and Cluck on Twitter. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, everybody knows, the Phil, the king as he is of extremeness.
Ah, yes, thank you, Chicken, for it is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, one damn handsome man if I do say so myself, and also this evening, your prince and potentate of punctuality. You can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter as well, or X, depending on your political bend. Yes, that's KOE Nation, and this evening, we are joined not only by Chicken, not only by Phil, not only hopefully a late run-in by one Tony G, but also the triumphant return of the one, the only.
The thumb.
The thumb himself. Tom's like, who the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's you.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, Tom Fuller, so yeah. My earphones went out right as we started. I thought maybe y'all sound went out, but apparently my earphones died, so now I'm back on headphones, unfortunately.
Yeah, now this is the kind of high-end production value that you come to Tomfoolery and Big Bucket Empire for, folks. Okay, like that's what you expect. Now, folks, in today's modern world, always have a backup set of ears, because one's always gonna fuck up on you.
Yeah, I love it. Bandit. When did Tony lose his hair? Yeah.
Ouch.
Tony does not have guns this big, okay? Tony has not been in the gym that long, all right?
Tony's been posting a lot of gym talks lately, so I don't know. You two are going to have to do like the Scott Steiner Triple H flex off.
Yeah, he totally went Insta-dad. Like you got the Instagram moms, like Insta wives, but yeah, he's an Insta dad now.
Like the other day, my mom was making fun of like those weirdos on TikTok who post exercise videos. And I was like, yeah, I happen to know one of them. I happen to know him quite well. But Tom, it's been a while since you've been here to the Big Buck and Empire world. How you been, man? How's it been since you've come here last and graced our doors?
Been great. Yeah. Been trying to do a bit more video essays and working on a couple right now. Hopefully we'll be phasing in that direction. We'll probably still stream a good bit for stuff like this and for debates and crap like that, but most of like the coverage that I do and most of like the you know, reviewing other things will hopefully be through a video essay format going forward.
Nice. I've always found that to be a little more satisfying long term, because also, like, when it comes to any content, like, is it going to have an afterlife after this? Like, you know, a Dylan Burns panel, for example, it's relevant for about a week. Yep. And then that's about it. And so
everything we do on this show relevant for about 3 days, and then
you know, so that's why like over at KOE Nation, it's a little bit more timeless content. So I like that. You never know, like something that I made 2 years ago suddenly gets a second chance at life, if you will. And so, yeah, that I think you're going to find that much more satisfying in the long run, Tom, because you love him, hate him, or disagree with everything he says. Tom will usually bring a receipt or two when he comes to a debate, and that's what we always appreciate. Now, Tom,
I've always appreciated Tom's cool headedness until you and him get into it. I'm not saying I'm looking forward to that tonight, but I have not seen the angry Tom face. I pop in and check his stream out once in a while, and he's always cool, calm, collected, doesn't get excited. And I'm like, man, I know a different Tom.
There's someone out there that can rile him up a little bit. Yeah, Tom, I remember in the lead up to 2020, them were some pretty awesome. Those are some times when we were all fighting over toilet paper. Those were the days, weren't they, folks? Now, Tom, I'm curious. Have you said anything that's going to get you canceled this week?
Not this week, no. But I think, yeah, I'm averaging like 60, 70 viewers over the last month instead of like 200 from like the couple months before, because I got canceled for being a big meanie before that. So
oh, okay. Yeah, and then then there was one time you got canceled for commenting that a beautiful woman is beautiful or something like that. I forget, like, because we're in that kind of world. So like I forget what it was all about, but I remember Stetson's like, so okay, yeah, this is where we're at now.
Probably because I called her a woman and assumed her gender is what it was. Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Yeah. I mean, like, don't you know, especially tomorrow, the Biden administration will not tolerate such things. Okay. Like, whoa.
Hopefully.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. God almighty.
God willing.
Yeah. Since Tony's not here, I'll move the first story around, because this is, I don't know if Tony's even that up to speed with Steven Crowder at all, or watches him at all. But so tonight's first story, well, without further ado, is this whole new. Is it just me, or is it like every 3 months when Steven Crowder becomes irrelevant again, all of a sudden something crazy pops up in the news, and it's like,
you know,
it's
when
like,
you put it like that.
I don't know. In a way, I'm kind of sick of it. But anyway, if you don't know, Louder with Crowder suing ex-employee, not gay, Jared Monroe. Founder's ex-wife Hillary, and here's why. If you don't know and you haven't been paying attention, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time. But Not Gay Jared was a staple of the show, like 7 years ago, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was about 5 years ago that he left, but it was just Steven and Not Gay Jared for the longest time. He was a co-host.
And he was actually pretty funny. I actually did enjoy him when he was there. And then when he left, everybody knew there was some drama in the background. And he just kind of fell off face of the planet. And then, of course, the wife incident and the video on the Nest Cam or whatever the hell that was a few months ago. But now it was really annoying to see. And this is where I get annoyed with the right-leaning podcasters, because everybody on the left just makes fun of it. Because they should, because honestly, they're just watching somebody they don't like go down. On the right, it's like infighting has already started, because like right away Tim Pool comes out with this video like, how dare you inject yourself in another man's like divorce and talk about his kids, which I get that, like, sure, okay, whatever. And then what was it, Lauren Southern come out and was like, hold on, here's the receipts of what Hillary's going through and why Steven might be the asshole here. And again, we don't know hardly anything, because at the end of the day, Not Gay Jared can't talk. He's like,
right. I mean, that's what I was about to say.
What's really going on?
it's hard to know what exactly, like whether or not this is a big deal. A lot of people are upset because Not Gay Jared went to Steven Crowder's wife and is apparently working with her on her lawsuit. And I guess maybe like saying that he's going to testify, but in order for him to testify, he has to get rid of the NDA to be able to. And so maybe there's something legal there that they're going to lift in order for him to do that. But currently, yes, with Tim Pool coming out saying like, how dare you get involved, and people saying shit like that, it's like, we don't know, like, until we actually know what it is that he's not allowed to say, it could totally be justified that he's coming out and saying these things. One of the things that he said was that he wanted to make sure that he kept Steven Crowder away from those kids. And that's a comment that's very worrying. It's like, wait, okay, what is it that he knows about that would
he
need to keep him away from kids?
Yeah, you got to have something really bad. You got to have something really bad and something really concrete for you to come between and say, I think I should keep this man away from his children. Like, you better have something fucking like horrifying. Now, here's the thing. I a few months ago came out with a video called "The Truth About Steven Crowder," and it was about his Daily Wire deal and how, like, if you're in his position, maybe it is a good idea to walk away. But I will say this after seeing the video. First of all, any clip from any couples fight, depending on where you start it, is going to make one of them look like an asshole. Okay, it's just gonna. But I will say this, just from a personal and purely hypothetical. But if any man ever treated my daughter the way that Steven Crowder treated his wife, I would whoop the fuck out of that fucker up and down the block. Okay, like that. Like, from what I just saw in that little clip there, like that.
Not to be construed as an actual threat of violence.
No, this is purely hypothetical. It's a purely hypothetical. Steven Crowder does his own thing. Like, that's. But I'm just letting you know, like, what most people like. That wasn't good behavior that day. Now, again, when you take just one clip of a fight and you start at one point, you can make person A look like an asshole, or you start at a different point, you make person B look like an asshole. It just now, guys, every one of us, all three of us, have been in a fight with some significant other where if you start the footage at right here, all three of us are going to look like giant fucking assholes. Like, there's just no denying that. I usually
look like an asshole no matter what I do. So it's
chicken. You're accepted. Okay, you're accepted. You normally look like a giant asshole. Just in
you do have to read into it a lot just from the ring clip. But the problem is that there were claims in the article that the clip came out in that he had threatened to fuck her up. And then that recording actually ended up getting leaked, where it isn't actually the recording of him saying, "I'll fuck you up," but it's him in therapy talking to his therapist, admitting that he yelled at her saying, "I'm going to fuck you up." And so that was that was the thing that seemed to be the worst of it, and the thing that made her take off out of the house and flee. So
ooh, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Now
I just don't see how the nut huggers. And I get, like, Steven Crowder was super big, and he made some people, like, and helped them along the way. So I get why there's some people that are probably just going to be loyal to him, kind of, peripherally as they're doing their own thing. But like everything we know about Steven Crowder, especially over the last 3 years, with the whole the Daily Wire thing and how shady that whole deal was. The wife thing, and now this, it's just everything that he seems to be doing in the last 3 years just feels icky, and not just like in a sense. It just makes it go, oh, that guy kind of smells bad. He's the stinky kid in class now, and you're like, oh, he's probably not on the right side of things. And I get somebody else I was watching some video, I can't remember who the hell it was, but they made a really good point of like, hey, if we're going to honestly sit here and try to litigate this thing over the internet and try to get people on your side, there's a couple of things you got to do. You got to admit a little fault on a couple of things. And Steven Crowder's team does not. Now, I get legally, you're never going to do that. But like, if you want to win the public opinion, you got to do hey, yeah, I was a dick when I said this. However, this is what's going on. But there's none of that. It's we are right 100% of the time. Like he's trying to be Donald Trump without the Trumpism. Like, you know what I mean?
Not just that. not just that we were right 100% of the time, but when I was going over this, one of the things that I recalled, because I was a big fan of him, back 5-6 years ago, is that everything becomes a big conspiracy. So anytime not only is he right from, top to bottom, but there's, big con coming after him, or it's, all of his old friends are conspiring to ruin his reputation. There was the stuff with Vox where it was big tech that was coming after him. And yes, that started Adpocalypse. Like it's always this,
Jesus.
Great grand conspiracy of these massive institutions that are coming after him. It's never just this this quibble or this little problem or, something that maybe I could have done a little better or something like that. It is always, from beginning to end, they are just trying to ruin me. They're just trying to slander me, and it's all bullcrap.
Now, I got to say, when you brought up Adpocalypse, I'll never forget, because there were some creators that got a little irritating, like Kyle Kalinske, Lauren Southern. They got a little much, but I remember Steven Crowder, you would have swore listening to him that you had some sort of constitutional, near biblical right to YouTube ad revenue. By the way, this motherfucker was talking, and that was when he kind of fuck you just a little bit. Like, that was the first time I went, just fuck you just a little bit. Okay, that was my first moment when you bring that up.
No, Bandit wasn't. I haven't even seen their take yet. Quartering or Justice. I don't watch actual Justice Warrior. I can't. No, I can't do that.
I saw the Quartering talk about it a little bit. I saw Not Gay Jared.
I saw he's trying to bring back Gamergate 2.0. That was the last.
Maybe I saw Jared threatened him with legal with a lawsuit because the Quartering kept saying that that Jared was trying to get into what was her name again? Rachel? Hillary, yeah, that he was trying to get into her pants, that he's in love with her, shit like that. And he said, if you keep saying that we're in love or that I'm trying to get with her, that I'm gonna sue you. He said this on Twitter to the Quartering.
Okay. Now the Quartering, basically every video you'll ever see of the Quartering is about 1.5 minutes of, hey, here's the thing you clicked on. Would you like to buy some coffee? Would you like to buy some coffee? Holy shit, please buy my coffee. Oh my God, I have no other way. So yeah, the Quartering is a very effective coffee salesman. I don't know about his politics much because he don't talk about it all that often.
This is true. He's always selling coffee or VPN services.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. So yeah, unfortunately that is one of that's one of the roads to this internet life, kids. Remember, you could end up like the Quartering. So stay in school.
Yeah, his story is fascinating because didn't he just used to do claw machine videos? Isn't that how he got big on YouTube?
I don't know. He's had a couple of channels. He has other things that are totally irrelevant to what it is he did there. Initially, it was just like a gaming channel, but he has other channels that are things like, I don't remember what it is, like building cabinets or some shit, or hunting. Like, he has things that are totally irrelevant and totally and he seems like a completely different person on those other channels too. So
he seems like you'd be a cool guy to hang out with, but he seems like he might also be an incel before incels were a thing. He's too old to call an incel for some reason, I feel like, but he just seems like somebody who never leaves his damn. I know he's supposed to be married, blah blah blah, but I don't know. He seems like he should be a really cool guy that should be out bowling with his friends, but instead all day he's bitching about e-drama and politics and not he I'm not going to say poorly, but not great.
Well, I mean, that's how most of the political YouTubers became political YouTubers, was from Gamergate, where they were all just gaming channels where they talked about video games, they played video games, they complained about video games, and then all of a sudden they felt like politics were getting pushed into the video games, that there was always this liberal or progressive slant, that, people like Anita Sarkeesian were ruining gaming. And now all of these people like Shoe on Head, Sargon of Akkad, The Quartering, like all of these gamers now were very much involved in political takes. People like Destiny, like all of these gamers now are all about politics and giving their political takes just because, they felt like there was some sort of crossover. And now most of what they're known for is just politics at this point.
Yeah.
Now, to me, I always found it fascinating that there was a time when playing video games online and recording yourself was profitable. Like that's something that like our grandchildren are not going to believe, because like even when it was happening, I was like, okay, why is this even worth money? There's no reason any of this is worth any money. Why is this? And then obviously,
some of the biggest content creators are still gamers. There's still tons of them. If you go on Twitch, if you go on Kick, some of the biggest streamers are still just gaming. People like what was his name? Dream, especially like the Minecraft community, there's tons of people who are still just gaming and doing really well.
See, I missed the boat. I knocked my wife up and had to get married, and I actually got married before I knocked her up. But yeah, there went my gaming career. I was a big gamer back then.
So is that going to be like you ruined my dirt biking career talk you're going to have with the kids someday? Like you get a few too many bourbons in you, like you ruined my gaming career. Like
I took him out to test drive a few trucks. He's all into. He can drive now, which scares the hell out of everybody. But like. So I took him to test drive a few trucks today, and on the road, because it was a 40-minute drive to the dealership on the road, I let him know how much he ruined my life on that drive. I'm just
it's more like Uncle Rico standing out there throwing the football the whole time. I would have, if coach just would have put me in,
he would have just put me in. Yeah.
It's why that line from Raging Bull, I could have been a contender. It just resonates with so many people. It's that same Uncle from fucking Napoleon Dynamite kind of idea. But,
where's Tony? What is he doing? Tony!
It'll be here in the next hour. Yeah.
Tony was saying he's a little bit behind. Now, granted, he does have 4 children.
If you get a wig with just a little bit of hair, you could pull it off.
He's scared. That's what it is. He heard tomfoolery was coming back on the show. He's like, oh no, I can't. Oh,
Tony is hearing this on his phone right now. Tony's like, I can't take it. I can't take it. His forehead outshines me. Tony's gonna be like, I can't do it now. He might have just shaved his head, so he might be unmatched.
Tom can throw.
Tony's gonna come back with something.
Quarter mile.
Tom, now that was one of the few things I would have broken my streak of not going out for any high school activities. I never went out for football after high school. I got into MMA, but were you ever into football, Tom?
Yeah, I played football in high school. And then when I dropped out, I had a bunch of health issues, and I was going to a community college to get my core credits so that I could go to a university and play football there. And they were just starting up their football program, and that like I messed up my knee. I started training like in MMA and boxing in the off time, and really that just couldn't even do those. It was, my knee was so messed up that I couldn't do crap. So didn't work out so well. And also didn't get those core credits either. Didn't show up to school, didn't go to class, ended up going to another institution instead. So
yes, that's been well documented, and well, maybe we'll get into those stories, because those are always fun stories. I don't know if you realize that, Tom. Those are always fun stories whenever you drop those. Like, oh, sweet. But Tony, he's clapping back here. More like Tony didn't want to get any of that Tom on him. Oh snap! And then he's throwing.
That's what I said. We agree. See, that's what I was saying as well. Yeah.
And then he's throwing more shade here. Tom was 3rd string place. Oh, Tony's just throwing the shade here.
I was I think I was all county free safety. At the time, I played some strong safety, mostly free safety. So I played a little bit of wide receiver, but didn't really like offense. I was pretty good at defense though.
Nice.
And then I also played basketball, but I loved basketball. Basketball is my favorite. Like I always wanted to trade my talent in football for what I like for basketball. I wish I could have been that in basketball, and it was never that good. It was always pretty short and couldn't really do the same thing on the basketball court, unfortunately.
Let's see. Woke ass Tom.
Says the guy who's doing nothing but screaming and yelling about Trump all day.
So he's based as fuck. Oh, I mean,
no,
the
other screaming against Trump, that he hates Trump.
Okay, then we don't need that.
The rest of this show.
Who needs that kind of ne'er-do-wellery?
I get it now. Okay. Phil, what does a safety do?
Things safely.
Phil,
I'm sticking with that answer. No, fuck you. I'm sticking with that.
Your knowledge on football never ceases to amaze me.
Now, Tom, you would have loved this. During the Super Bowl, I did a live watch along with all of my vast football knowledge, and it was quite something. It was really something. Like at one point, Tony and all the guys started giving me random football questions throughout the night, and I just showed my vast football knowledge and acumen, and the world was impressed. Tom.
Contusion
I don't know.
In chat knows me in real life.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I know Tom as one of the most hardcore right leaning conservatives ever to be on this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really, because
self-described, of course.
He is the triple commie. Okay, the quadruple Marxist, and
Connie with an N, Connie conservative. It's
but how do you pull off the quadruple Marxist though? Now, Tom, I get it. In today's world, you can self-identify as a conservative if you like, but in reality, your triple communism flows through your veins. It is so plain to see, sir.
I identify as Marxist because of Mark Twain, right? That's what a Marxist is somebody who's a big fan of Mark Twain, right?
I think that'd be a Twainist. I think you should go by that.
No, Tom streams way too late for me. I'm an old man now. I am already past my bedtime tonight. So.
Yeah, Mark Twain has a lot of N-words in his book, and that's what makes me a Marxist.
He does sometimes. He does drop a couple of slurs in his books.
Connie was Tom's name before the transition.
Jesus Christ! Tony's like, no, I'm backing down a bit, motherfucker. Like, whoa,
he's chopping at the bit.
Tony saw my muscles, and now he's getting intimidated, and he's got to get really defensive. He's like one of those little chihuahuas, got to bark real loud when he sees it. So
snap! Snap! We're getting into it. Folks.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't have to talk about maps tonight.
You guys don't want to talk about maps? I just found out that West Virginia was a state. No, not those kind of maps. Sorry.
I remember old maps when they used to have the Soviet Union rather than Russia. Those are kind of cool. Those are the ones I used to play with my micro machines on when I was a little kid.
Are you really that old?
Grow the farm up.
Yeah, actually.
Carissa Avalone Camel gangbang interview that was Pulitzer Prize stuff, Tom.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do tell. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh yeah, bring us up to speed on this.
This is actually from like 6-7 months ago, but Hunter Avalone, his wife and him announced that they were getting a divorce. So they started splitting up, and then a guy comes out and is like, actually, I've been her handler for OnlyFans for a long time now, and Hunter's just been jealous the whole time and been a problem, and we were gonna run off and together, but now she's just like dropped off and stopped answering me. And so now I'm scared that she's going to out me and try to lie about me. And so I'm going to just out all her information first before they start trying to spread rumors about me. And just, dropped a whole lot of like videos that she was getting into and different types of content that she was doing. And this drummed up a lot of problems, especially with the conservative audience, because Hunter Avalon was a conservative for a long time, up until like about 2 years ago. A little bit right. It was like right after I started transitioning over, he started as well. And the whole time he's kind of done the same thing where he's like, oh, I live like a conservative life. I have, I have the wife and kids, I have the house. And so conservatives really got upset about this. So then when we brought her onto the show, a bunch of people had a lot of questions. There were inconsistencies between her story, Hunter Avalon's story, the other guy's story. There were like conservatives who wanted to come and like push on, the narratives that they were driving with their conservatism and their, traditional lifestyle. And so, so we had her on. I didn't even know she was coming. She just jumped on my show one day. People have access to just jump on sometimes. She's one of them. So she just jumped on, and this is in the middle of a fucking shit storm that like the entire internet was talking about. They happened to just jump on my show, and we had a conversation about it, and she was very open, and it was, it ended up being a good interview.
That is about as PG a version as you can possibly put that story, because Grow the Farm Up was referencing the events that were happening on the day they got divorced, where 6 gentlemen relieved themselves upon the subject of this particular talk.
Just real quick, they had been planning a video where a guy was paying her to have like a gangbang, and the video was never actually made, but the other guy was the producer of this video who was supposed to make the video for her. Yes, it was in the works, but it never actually happened from what I understand.
Okay, because I had heard like this happened the day they got divorced, and I was like, bro, that's fucking brutal. And like even me, like, okay, I've only been on with Hunter Avalon one time. We debated religion. Seemed like a nice enough guy, but I was like, dude, like this ain't right. That the fact that this poor fucking dude's divorce has made this fucking public to the point where the 3 of us are like, okay, like from a guy that's been divorced. Okay, let me be honest with you. They're like, both of us wouldn't want some things to be known by everybody from the King of England to the fucking Hounds of Hell. Okay. And that's like, it was kind of like when Prime Kai's had that thing happen, and everybody from the Queen of England to the Hounds of Hell knew about this shit. And like, oh, dude, this is a weird world we're living in now.
Yeah, I've been through something similar recently as well, where stuff about my personal life came out, and people are like, "Oh, you lied about this shit." I'm like, "Yes, it's none of your business." Correct. I lie to you guys about my personal life sometimes. Yeah, like to keep my own privacy.
Wait. Tom, you've bragged about it on the show, mate. So you mean to tell me you don't actually have a 12-inch cock?
That is a totally different thing. That's
okay. Like I was giving him a chance. Like, nope, that's still true. That's still
in like politosphere, whatever you're gonna say. Like whenever I like watch whether lefty or righty, like I really pay attention to their mannerisms and just like if I met this person in real life, if I met this person in real life, like when they claim, well, I used to be a conservative, and then I kind of look at him and, people make fun of soy boys and whatever, but like Hunter, there's not a lot of like conservatives tend to have more masculine traits and aggressiveness. Not always, but they tend to have some, or even like, even the way they argue. And it was fascinating. The Destiny and Jordan Peterson interview. Jordan Peterson brought this up, and it, like I was like, yes, this is exactly what I'm always, because I've always been confused with Destiny because of his like how he attacks. It is more on the aggressive side that you would typically see from more of a conservative type, and in the way he does it, but he has more lefty beliefs. Either way. So that's why a lot of people are kind of like fascinated by Destiny, because he doesn't seem that feminine. He comes off more of a masculine, aggressive type.
Well, Jordan Peterson broke it down perfectly. He's an unagreeable person. He's got an unagreeable personality type. And so that's
that's more right leaning usually, or libertarian leaning usually. But when I look at Hunter Avalon, I see zero of that. All I see is feminine. I'm like, there is no way this dude was ever conservative. He was told he was conservative, maybe, or he thought maybe this is a good thing to say I am. I don't think he ever was.
I don't know. I don't know that
about him that says
conservatism is
conservative or
I don't know that
right-leaning in any way.
conservatism is aggressive. Like because even like if you look at the online political sphere, this is mostly progressives or like far lefties, communists, people like that. And most of them are insanely aggressive. Most of them are like, screaming and yelling like their hair's on fire all the time. And so, yeah. So it's not, I wouldn't put
it's more of a feminine aggression. It's more based on emotion.
Not logical. Yep.
Unhinged.
No. Anyway, I just had to throw that in there because there's just something about
no, not necessarily unhinged. It's just like a female aggression, feminine aggression is going to be
all women are
emotionally
unhinged.
based.
Is what you're saying.
I'm with you, Tom. Yeah, all women are unhinged. I'm with you.
Again, I'm not even going to go that far. I've found a couple of women in this life that are actually pretty cool. So, you can do it too, fellas. You can do it too. But
me too. I call her mom. She's cool.
Yeah, Hunter had a whole other like drama more recently with his new girlfriend, which was actually really scary, dude. It was like the ex-boyfriend of his new girlfriend hunted them down and literally tried to kill them and like came up with a shotgun,
shot her in the leg. Like was gonna shoot Hunter, then he gets into a shootout with the fucking police.
Yeah, and then killed himself. Yes, this was like that was that was pretty terrifying.
And them are dudes, Phil.
Them are dudes. So, okay. Well, Ben, we'll keep searching for you.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and start the next story. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit here and make fun of
hang on, Tom. What this is before you move on. This is something that's kind of a common thing that's said about this incident. Hunter hid behind his girlfriend. Is that something that you've like corroborated, or is that
I don't know? It's so what happened was the guy was there to kill Hunter, and he even like said in some of the text messages like I'm coming for him or I'm gonna find him or stuff like that. And the whole thing was about him wanting to be with her, right? So it didn't make sense that he was there to kill her. He was there to kill Hunter. So her trying to like stop him and tell Hunter to run made sense because he's the one that they're trying to kill, not her. So even like the cops were talking about it, like, yes, if he's the one that they're trying to kill, like it makes sense that he runs off and tries to go somewhere. The idea from people was that he should have stood his ground and fought back, but he didn't have a gun on him. He didn't have it just didn't make sense. It like in that case, you are supposed to save your life and try to save the other person's life, and getting away from her. Like the only reason she got shot in the first place was because he was close to her in the first place.
Do you think it's fair that people brought up his very well noted anti-gun stance as a response to that? Like, because I wonder if that's fair, because like it to me, I get it, because this is one of those reasons you keep a gun on you, folks, because the world's an unsure place. But again, it's who knows how things could have gone that. It's easy to Sunday morning or Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah, everything I've seen him say was pretty pro gun. He even like responded to a lot of people saying, "Oh, well now you understand why we're all pro gun," like blah blah blah. And he's like, "Wait, I'm not against guns. I don't know where you guys got this from, but I've never like had any anti-gun stances." So.
I mean, I've seen some clips that were kind of counter to that idea, where he's very much talking about how, universal registries and all the kind of things that, is normally the beginning of the slippery slope for gun control. And so he was ostensibly agreeing with the left on that. So, but to me, it's like one of those, if you've ever been in a deadly encounter where people are pointing guns at each other, it's real fucking easy to Monday morning quarterback that shit when you're sitting there not having had a gun pointed at you. So, didn't somebody say I need to take a shot at Jen?
Yeah, real quick. So, folks that don't know, we, subscribers, I know last time we were live, we upset a whole bunch of you saying we weren't going to drink as much. We're still going to drink, and you can do your subscribers can give a shot an hour. We're going back to that format. However, to alleviate some asshole trying to give one of us 5 shots in 1 hour, we get vetoes. We get to veto a shot when it becomes excessive, and we can share our vetoes between the 3 of us on the screen. So if Phil gets 5 shots in an hour, me and Tony can give our vetoes to Phil and save Phil from dying and make sure his liver
gin awfulness.
Yeah.
So, but the first one, I'm sorry, our subscribers paid the tax. So give me the full screen here. Good,
Gotcha,
honorable chicken, sir. And so, folks, this is god awful barrel aged gin. It's one of the worst gins I've ever as gin. It's decent, but in terms of something that you actually have to drink, it's fucking terrible. This is so it's gin finished in a bourbon cask. Here you go, folks. And this is for all of you, not only a Big Bucket Empire, but also everyone within the sound of my voice and tomfoolery, to fighting, stealing, and drinking. If you're going to fight, may it be for a friend. If you're going to steal, may it be a lover's heart. And if you're going to drink, by God, I hope it's with me.
Oh, he loves his gin. It's gin from a bourbon barrel. It's got to be good, right?
Now, folks watching from tomfoolery, if you want to make me go through that, you have to donate $5 at buymeacoffee.com/TonyG, TonyGee, all one word.
At the bottom.
Yep, there you go. So if you want to put in $5, you can make me take a shot of gin. You can make Chicken take a shot of god awful oat whiskey, which he hates. So these are all ways that we can. You, as the audience, can actually enact a hostile takeover of our show. Tom, you know me. I'm never above shameless self-promotion.
Dad's Worldwide with a shout out for you, Tom. Looking good for a triple commie.
Appreciate it.
Or Connie. He's triple Connie. He's gone back and forth.
He's not even on the show, and he's like, I want a shot. The fuck?
Well, Tony, get the fuck. What do you think about Undead Chronic, Tom? You ever heard of Undead Chronic?
Mm-mm. No.
They're the deep red pill sphere. I know some people who listen to them, and they're like, my brother talks about them once in a while, and they're like the no hymen, no diamond type guys. Like they're the don't get with single moms type red pill manosphere, if you will.
Tony, that can mean a lot of different things.
You'll send a vid. Tony, shit, don't.
If anybody ever gets a message from Tony G says, I'll send a vid, be careful.
It's his dick.
It's always his dick.
It's always his dick. Okay, I'm just warning you now.
Hopefully.
All right, I'm just letting you know. Tony, I'm halfway. All right, I don't ever want to get any shit about being late ever again, T. Motherfucker.
Yeah, Tony. Phil showed up 17 seconds before showtime tonight. Okay,
that is like 17 seconds earlier than I've ever been, Chicken. So,
all right.
Oh,
going on to the next story.
Speaking of collapses.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to read through the story. We all know what happened. Baltimore bridge collapse. The part that I kind of want to jump into is this, like, I know there was like immediate conspiracy theories, and then when all those started getting debunked, then all of a sudden I didn't see it from anybody I follow on the right, as you call it, but everybody was trying to blame it on DEI. Apparently, I didn't see anybody actually blaming it on DEI except for lefties that were saying, "Oh, the right's trying to say this is a DEI thing." I was like, "Who the fuck said that?"
No, Chicken, you remember the right was all about like conspiracy theories and did China hack our shit? And like, no, trust me, on the right, it was fucking like, it was deep. It was like Alex Jones would have been proud for those like 6-7 hours. Okay. Like every conspiracy theory you've ever heard.
What is the DEI thing? What is how do they
that,
connect it?
From what I understand is they're trying to blame the pilot or the, what do you call it? The captain of the ship probably was a diversity hire, and that's why it crashed.
He was from India.
That's like, well, and I'm like, I had never heard anybody say that. I didn't even know who was like, I didn't know they released the captain's ethnicity. Like, I didn't like, is this a thing? And yeah, so like I saw that popping up all over the goddamn place. And then like the mayor of Baltimore, I think was on Joy Reid, which never goes well. And yeah, he made some comments like getting mad that people that think this is a because of DEI. And then he pretty much said that like he's all for DEI and that's his purpose in life, is to make sure people who never suffer, or some weird shit. I was like, I don't think he meant to say what he said. It sounded really crazy and really weird. And I don't think he understood what, like, maybe he was just being emotional when he was saying whatever, but the whole thing was like pretty fucked up.
Okay. A couple of things.
Is DEI actually what caused this? And if so, where, like, who discovered that? Like, is this a thing?
Move, Bridge, get out the way. I'm sorry, that's a great comment.
I see fact checks that are coming up saying that this was not a diversity hire and that there's
some
no
dude from
evidence to back it up. But I think he's Ukrainian.
It's just because he's from India.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I mean, this is like, it's a different country.
I don't see who made the claims. And so that's what I'm looking for now, is who is it that they're debunking here.
Did he say which oat whiskey? I guess it doesn't matter. They both suck.
Yeah, they're both terrible. But not like no. What Chicken's saying is that the leftists are saying the rights are saying this, but the rights not really making.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find out who it is that they're debunking. So, like right here, it says Fox Business anchor Maria Bartiromo falsely suggested wide open border could have something to do with the collision. There's another one. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate shared a conspiracy that falsely suggested the ship had been cyber attacked, citing that in the video of the
that's what
collision,
I was seeing.
The ship's lights appear to turn off before impact.
Yep.
But yeah, I
just
don't
been them signaling like, motherfucker, get out the way. You know, like it's
so because that crazy chick on Fox News, Bartiromo, made an assumption and speculated. Now all of a sudden the right thinks it's DEI.
Yeah, well, so no, there's other things. So everything that came up with DEI about the ship's captain were a bunch of like Twitter posts. That's really all I saw, and it seems like one is called like Pacific Lib. So I don't know. They have.
It's Scott Key wrote that racist song, the national anthem.
This okay. Now that I look at it's Pacifist Lib. And I think that they're actually a groiper now that I look at them.
What the fuck is a groiper? I hear this term a lot. What the fuck is that?
Nick Fuentes follower.
Like, yeah. I was gonna say Nick Fuentes. Every time I hear groiper, that's all.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were talking about like somebody that like gropes people a lot. So, but no, the exact opposite of someone who gropes people a lot. Someone who maybe hasn't groped anyone in fucking years, maybe a decade. So okay. So. Such a strange choice of name then.
Yep. Yeah. But like most of everything comes up as Twitter posts that it seems like are all fairly right wing.
I love it when these things come up though, because like that was fascinating to me that like, I was like, I heard zero people even think about this being a DEI hire. Like I never heard that. And I was watching the story pretty closely. And then all of a sudden, I was just seeing like Twitter blowing up with conservatives trying to blame us for, their DEI. I'm like, what the fuck is going on today? And so I kind of blew that off. And the thing that I was like fascinated. It's kind of like that van girl that went missing a while back. Like everybody got mad at me because I called her van girl because I can't remember names. That's just like a thing that's wrong with me. I just can't remember names a lot of times. So I just call her Van Girl. And
hey, Grow the Farm Up. I'm sorry, but I need to fuck you a little bit. Grow the Farm Up goes, Kiwi runs the stuff all the time, and he's our DEI hire on the farm. Hey, Grow the Farm Up, go fuck yourself just a little bit.
Anyway,
the thing that annoys me whenever these things happen, like the Andrew Tate will pop off that, oh my God, this was a conspiracy and it was they got hacked and shut the power off and blah blah blah. Like everybody becomes it's not even a sleuth anymore. People do zero. Like I'll give sleuths credit because they will actually dig through shit and find some stuff and have some things to back up what they're thinking. You just have like, they're not even trolls. They're just people that really think they're making a difference in the world going, you know what I did? I took this video, I slowed it down, and I changed the angle a little bit, and I did this and this and this. And then look at that. It was fucking Bigfoot. Bigfoot fucking knocked down that goddamn bridge. Like it's crazy how fucking dumb people will get. And then one person latches onto it you get an Andrew Tate to just say something like that, and then somebody will run with it, and fucking thousands of people fall for this shit. How dumb are we?
So I actually found it. There's a Young Conservative Federation who tweeted out, the lady's name is Corinthia A. Barber, and she is the commissioner for the Port of Baltimore. And they said that she was a diversity, equity, and inclusion auditor and consultant. And Phil Lyman is somebody who's, I think, either a governor or running for governor somewhere. He quote tweeted that and said, "This is what happens when you have governors who prioritize diversity over well-being and security of citizens." So yeah, they seem to be blaming her for the problem with the bridge.
Was she even on the boat?
No, yeah, they seem to be saying that I guess they would have to say that it's the bridge's fault that the boat ran into it, or the bridge ran into the boat.
As bad as Pete Buttigieg calling a bridge racist for being too short. Like it's just as ridiculous.
God, yeah, Pete. I'm shocked he didn't take a couple weeks off, since there's another big disaster happening.
I just learned this last week that's not his real name. He chose that name.
Like, it's Paul Montgomery something, and I think Buttigieg is part of it, but it's not like, yeah, like nobody said, "Hey, Peter Butt might be a bad idea there, man."
Yeah.
And nobody I'm sorry, President Peter Butt is never going to happen. Guaranteed. It doesn't matter how he could spend $1 gajillion. He could spend all the world's money, and he's not going to become president.
I don't know where we left off here. I'm just going to make grilling great again. MGGA. Love it. Never heard of either of them. System wants everyone to be stupid. Well, it's already there. System wins. People talking about seeing explosions on the other trusses of the bridge. I looked at it. It's the electrical line breaking, arcing on the steel, not yeah. It was like everybody's trying to be. All of a sudden, everybody's a fucking bridge expert. I guess that's my problem. Like, every time this shit happens, they're like, "Oh yeah, I seen a bridge totally collapse."
Well, Chicken, don't you remember when Russia invaded Ukraine? Suddenly, everyone became foreign policy experts, and then when COVID came out, everyone became an infectious disease expert. That's the way of the internet, Chicken. But yeah,
People
Grow the Farm Out.
DC were on the bridge. Yeah.
Grow the Farm Out brings up an excellent thing here that I need to say here. People talk about seeing explosions on the other trusses of the bridge. I looked at it. It was the electrical line breaking and arcing on the steel, not explosions, which, yeah, that's, if you've ever seen an electrical line break on a large steel structure as it collapses, it's a sight to behold. Okay. Like, you're going to see some incredible things. Make sure you're several hundred feet back, but it is a sight to behold. Peter Butt is, oh God. Paul Montgomery Buttigieg.
So is it confirmed? Because from what I understood, I thought that they did say that it ran into the bridge because the power went out twice.
Yeah, it went out twice. And what they were doing is they dropped anchor and tried to spin, which was what they should have done in that scenario. Like, everything I seen, they called Mayday, which saved several, God knows, countless lives of people not driving across. They did everything right. Sadly, some people still died. Like, from everything I read, it sounds like they did everything they were supposed to do, and it still fucking hit.
I mean, only three. What it was 3 people.
I think it was
died,
6,
right? 6. Okay, maybe it's 6.
6.
But the bridge is. I was surprised to find out it was 1.5 miles long, because I kept wondering, why is this that big of a deal? This rarely happens, but whatever. A bridge hit
that it goes right over. It's going to be a
mile and a half. Man.
It's going to be a huge problem until they get it cleaned up for logistics purposes of moving goods in and out of the city. That's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I actually just became a bridge expert. So if you guys have any questions, I can.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Now,
Tom, call me.
Wait. Luckily,
so much
I
stuff
found
for you. You have no idea.
www.imright.com says that no, it's totally a conspiracy. It's totally a conspiracy. So thank God. Have you noticed that in any debate, everybody seems to find that website? It's everyone's favorite. Here at www.imright.com, it says the thing that I just said 30 seconds ago. Quite convenient, don't you think? Let's see. Tony G goes, it's a miracle. It was an unpopulated during the collapse. It was a thing. It's almost always packed. Yeah, that is in and of itself. Like, we're lucky it's not hundreds of people that are dead from this.
Well, like when from what I read, that it was like when the power went out the first time, they had went nuts on the Mayday of like, hey, like this, like we might hit this fucking thing. They like well ahead of time, so they were able to close that bridge down for the most part. So that's good. If it was a DEI hire, fucking A, it was a good DEI hire. Saved a lot of people's lives. I just went
to www.imright.com and it transfers you. I think the domain isn't bought. Somebody needs to buy that and make it to where you can just type in whatever you want and it'll put it into an article saying, or like a fact check or something saying that you're right.
Politica. It's like it'll be a Politica article, not Politico. It's the
it'll literally say www.imright.com at the top, and then just like
it'll just spit out like an AI. It's like
a ChatGPT article,
not CNN, it's BNN News. Yeah, what? Oh god, that's actually.
Funny. When I first started streaming, I wanted to like give an example of what it was that I was looking for, because the idea of like switching from podcasting, which was like done, we recorded them and then published them, but I wanted to do streaming where instead of just talking to one person, I can talk to an entire chat and engage with them, and they can post articles and we can like research stuff together. And I thought that this would be a lot of fun. So I went and that's kind of what we do now, but I went and tried to like create an example of what it was I was trying to do. I thought I was a genius. This was a new thing. I didn't know that other people were already doing this all over the place, but I went and created like a video.
Other people are doing this?
That like they have their chats, like, help them research stuff, and they'll post links and articles, and they all, but
we're not alone in this.
Yeah, no, apparently not. So I made a like a video to give an example, and I made a fake CNN like article, and I was like, so I can say like, yes, I'm right, the chat's wrong, and then I'll pull up an article, and then the article like title was a CNN article that says like,
so
yes, Tom is right, he's definitely right, awesome. He knows what he's talking about, he was definitely right the entire time, and it's like this whole article just kind of explaining that, and I'm like, but one of you then could like disagree with me and say, no, actually Tom's wrong, and then you can send me an article. And then it came up with like an MSNBC article where the headline was, no, Tom's wrong, and then it's like, no, he was wrong, he's definitely got all of this incorrect, he has no idea what he's talking about. And it's like the whole article.
Okay, that was
took that video down for impersonating, for like fake news and like impersonating articles and fraud and shit. So
I thought that sounded like a fun idea. That sucks.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and I got a strike for it.
So Tom spreading fake news confirmed.
Yep.
That sounds awful commie of you, Tom. Spread the Marxist propaganda at all costs.
No, Trump voters are the ones who spread fake news. Actually,
all right.
You're behind the times.
Zip through the chat real quick.
I know you are, but I'm sorry, Tom. You got to come a little bit better than that. Come on now. Cover girl.
I can go to imright.com and show you if you disagree.
Well, the thing is, I also have "You're full of shit."
Tom admits he is the misinformation.
Oh, what's the one? What's the commerce one? Not well, yeah, it's com. You're full of shit.com. Like, or no, yeah, you're full of shit.gov would be nice. That would be better. You're full of shit.gov. Nice. It's been an hour. Where is Tony? I know, and Tony
Bandit misses you.
If we don't get Tony here, we better get some Biden.
I sent him a shot already.
Wait. But I mean, like Joe Biden believes in the fake news, still to this day, still believes in the fake news, the Fine People hoax, and all kinds of different hoaxes. Now, there was an interesting question asked earlier. Cage fight. Hunter Biden, Hunter Avalon. Who walks away with the W?
Who are our options? Hunter and who?
Hunter Biden, Hunter Avalon.
Hunter versus Hunter.
Hunter Biden all day.
Oh, he's going to come out twacked out of his gourd. He's going to be on him like a fucking spider monkey. Are you kidding me? Hunter ain't going to fucking make it out of the first round alive.
Yep, all day.
Yeah,
Pretty
sorry. I mean, that guy, like, he's not going to pass the post-fight piss test, but guess what? Hunters might not survive the post-fight hospital trip. Okay? Like, it's
John,
gonna
you're not
be...
the only one that has people calling you short. Tony gets all the short jokes too. Bandit, he can't reach the gas pedal down. He can't reach.
Oh, that's fucking brutal. Biden, he's on wife's driving. Like, I like how everybody's like, no, Biden. It's going to be Biden.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if Hunter's got the age advantage. It doesn't even matter if he's got a reach or height. I don't know what their heights are, but if he had a height and reach, I don't think it would matter. I think it would like just Hunter Biden just fly across that ring like a spider monkey and just be on him. Just like
Hunter Biden looks like a big dude. Like he's pretty tall.
Decent sized guy. Yeah.
Let it be known, Ben has like half an inch.
All right, we're gonna move on to polling. Let's get into some election stuff while we wait for Tony for the big story of Diddy. 2024 presidential election polls, folks. 27 to win is probably, I don't know if the best one or not, but it had a whole bunch of stuff that would be fun for this story. So here you go. Nationally, you have 46 to 44 with 10% saying other, with Trump with a 1.5. Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, all with slight Trump. Nevada. Why is North Carolina listed on here? Like, do we care about North Carolina? Like, I get some of these being swing states, but like, is North Carolina going to be a swing state in this? Maybe I'm like behind.
I mean, what are the numbers? Is 43, 48? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Pennsylvania down to the wire. Texas looks like it's going to Trump. We'll see. Wisconsin, pretty tight. Florida looks Trump. Ohio looks Trump. Alaska looks Trump. So this, of course, is being in Minnesota. This is actually interesting. If Minnesota, I know a chunk of this is that the undecided Palestinian, like they vote, like they're mad about the war, so they shift it off. I don't see Trump winning Minnesota. They will cave. Trump will not win Minnesota. Minnesota is a stronghold. Like
he really just needs Wisconsin, Arizona, and Georgia. That's really all he needs, and he's the president again. And like here's the thing. Also, like now, Tom, this is going to be an interesting chicken. Before we
can you
mention Pennsylvania?
Where was Georgia?
There we go. 4.2 heading to Trump.
Oof, boy, but there's still some
independence. Go ahead, Phil.
But no, I was going to say, like, now for the last few years, there's been this talk of like, stolen elections and all this kind of rhetoric in that regard. Like, we're all aware of it. We all know about it. Okay. I'm going to give you, like, here's an interesting thing to keep in mind. The single biggest disprover of the stolen election narrative could potentially happen this election cycle. And that is if Trump somehow pulls off a way to win Pennsylvania, that would be the single biggest disproval of the stolen election narrative, because Pennsylvania's made no reforms at all since 2020. It's still a fully fortified state. So if you believe in the stolen election narrative, you just write off Pennsylvania. It doesn't matter how well Trump's going to do in that state. He's not going to win it. Doesn't matter. He could win it by 10 points and still probably not going to pull it out if you believe that narrative. Now, if Trump wins Pennsylvania, now, if he somehow manages a way to win it, that would be the single biggest disproval of that general narrative. So we're going to have the chance to see what to make of that actually very soon.
Yeah, I'm mostly, when I look at these things, I'm mostly surprised that all of the others, I don't know if that's normal. I thought they were normally about like less than 5%, but from what I listened to earlier, the third party candidate, what's his name? Is it RDF or
RFK Jr.
RFK, yeah, he's actually polling around.
Are
like
you
10%.
intentionally doing that? Of course you are.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Rhetorical.
Are you intentionally misspelling his name there?
Yeah.
No.
little-
I couldn't remember it. No,
You didn't know RFK Jr.?
Well, I literally I didn't even know who this fucking guy was.
Was your history
today,
teacher
so
in high school not a Democrat?
I'm literally telling you, I literally don't even think I've heard of the guy until.
Oh, okay. Because you've heard of RFK though, right?
RFK, is he a Kennedy?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Tom,
what was your point?
You had yourself a fun time Googling and getting up to speed on that one.
Is he the one who got shot a while
by
ago?
Sirhan? Yes. Yeah, he was going to be our president.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I remember.
No, Sirhan admitted to it
in his car. Yeah.
From
the grassy knoll. Right?
It was no.
He was
Ron Kennedy.
Okay, yeah, Ron Kennedy, Tom. Ron Kennedy. So, like I said, you're going to have a really fun time on YouTube tonight, learning all about RFK and that whole thing. So, like, girl at the farm was like, Tom, you do politics. Like, please let this be a bit. Please let this be a bit. Okay, but yeah, no, that was JFK's brother that got shot. But yeah, multiple Kennedys got killed. And that was why Ted Kennedy didn't run, because his mother begged him not to, because she figured she lost enough sons to the office of the presidency.
Anyway, my point is that it's surprising that like a third party candidate's actually getting this many votes, because normally it seems like they're like 5% or below across the board.
Because he's a Kennedy.
Polling around 10%. Like Jamie Kennedy?
No, like of the Kennedy dynasty. Now the question is, who does he pull more away from? From the Trump voters or from the Biden? But right now the polling is looking like he pulls a bit more from Biden. But
can I tell you, like, you're going to be disappointed in this, Phil. I don't know if this is Tom's troll and what he's trying to make a point at, but here's who Kennedy's going to pull from: boomers.
Ooh. A lot of boomers. Now the problem is that might be a wash.
Okay, I looked him up. He was in Malibu's Most Wanted. That's why you think he's doing so well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and he was on Rogan, so he's really popular right now. That's all. Oh.
There is that. Tom is never not trolling. That might be the case. But so we will see. Like now, Georgia, like that one's going to come down to the wire. That one's going to be a nail biter. And that's one where I'm worried about things going south. I do not want this to happen. But if there's any sort of fuckery at all with the counting in the swing districts, I don't like that. History might tell of things called like the Battle of Athens or Atlanta. The Battle of
Atlanta. Right. My salad just got delivered. I'll be
sweet. But yeah, we might actually hear about things like the Battle of Atlanta, which I do not want. Keep that in mind. I would hate for that, but things are getting to a boiling point in this country. Nobody's wanting to listen to each other anymore. Nobody wants to talk to each other anymore. Nobody wants to reach across the aisle. We're not talking to each other. And the really concerning thing right now, Chicken, is we've got a third of the country on the left and a third of the country on the right. And then there's this other third of normies that are just going to stand by on the sidelines and watch. But the right is convinced that the left is just about ready to round them all up and send them off to wherever. And the left is just about convinced that the right is about to round them all up and send them off to wherever. That is a very dangerous place for our politics to be, where we are so divided that
when there's so much conversation, I've never heard the word gulag so much in the last year. This last year it's come up so many goddamn times. So gulags, and then like Nazi's been thrown around so much since 2016, but like it's like the right is finally like trying to push back on like the Nazi rhetoric, and they're like, well, you're communists and you're gonna throw us into gulags and take our guns, and like, and then I like kind of look back and be like, no, they were saying that shit back in like 2012 too. Like, just not as loud. It just seems louder today. Maybe because I'm more in it than I was in 2012.
Well, now, like,
I don't know.
when people talk about the lack of gun
I've
control
just never heard
that Obama got
gulag
done,
being
it's like
said so much
lack of
in my
trying.
life. Like everybody thinks everything's a gulag right now. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I am super offended by my chat right now. They are all saying that I didn't get a salad, that I got a Baconator or pizza or something like that.
I told them you toss salad.
That's
where the confusion came.
I haven't been in prison for a while, so that's old.
Well, you don't have to be in prison to toss salad, bro. Ask Tony.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord Almighty God.
Well, he's still not here. Oh.
Yeah, he is fair game. He's still not here, so we do get to give him some shit. So now,
my salad. Thank you very much for
Ooh,
all
where's
of
that
you
from? That looks good.
Doubting me. This is a salad, very green. So you're all
nice.
It's got Texas toast in it, so trying to guess who gives you Texas toast in their salads when you order DoorDash.
Zaxby's.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of predictions here, and I'm curious. Like, there's a couple of different possibilities, but to me, as it is right now, as it stands in this day, 3/30/2024, this year of our Lord 2024. The most likely outcomes. Now, again, this is, if you're looking back on this, keep in mind, we didn't know the thing happened. Okay. You know, the thing.
Which thing?
The thing that'll happen in the future that'll change everything, as it always does. But if all trajectories were to stay pretty much on track between now and election day, I'm going to say the most likely outcome is, by the hair of his chinny chin chin, Donald Trump ekes out a win in those 3 essential states. The Senate barely ekes Republican, and the House is going to be such a close margin as to not matter, but it might actually swing Democrat. And so that's how I view the coming election, is that there's a pretty good chance that it swings Democrat, but it's going to be a slim margin. Even if Republicans hang on to it, it's going to be by like 2 fucking seats. And so that's going to be how I see this current election going, because Biden, if he can't top 80 million votes again, he really doesn't have a chance. It doesn't matter whether he's running against Trump, DeSantis, Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene. It doesn't really fucking matter who he's running against. Eventually. If he can't, she'll probably run. I'm curious to see how she does in the primaries, but it wouldn't matter. Biden is going to lose if he can't crack 80 million, because he's not going to be able to get the critical mass in the states that he needs. So that's the way I look at it. Tom, where do you see flaw in my analysis, sir, or chicken?
I just want to know what you guys think about the polls. Do we trust this?
Like, I love polls.
I know you love polls, Tom. Really. That's why I pulled this article specifically up, because I remember 2020 poll conversation.
Polling, not polls. Got
yeah. That.
Oh yeah, he loves a big old poll. He can't he can't get enough of them big old polls.
If you don't know, I've been trying to bring gay back on this show for the last 6 months. I'm fucking wildly successful right now. Everything's pretty gay.
You invite me on, you are getting a whole lot of game.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Just looking at those polls where Trump's like across the board up 4%, I see a whole bunch of right-leaning folks on every platform going, "Look at this, we're gonna win." Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, 4 years ago, we were screaming, "Don't trust the polls, don't trust the polls." And now they're all like, "Look at the fucking polls." So, thoughts?
So one, I think Biden is like, seems like a little inconsistent in polling.
You think?
Well, so I guess it's probably because he smoked crack before he took those pictures of his poll that it's sometimes one size, sometimes another.
Okay. No, wait. Okay, sorry. No. We're talking about the big guy, Pedo Pete. Okay,
that's big guys on it too. How else did he do the State of the Union?
True. But
Oh,
so I did see MSNBC. I watched the show last week with 3 of them where they were talking about the polling, and they were talking about the fact that like, oh, it's, it's not always accurate. Like, if polling doesn't really mean much, like Biden's way down, but like it's polling, so he could actually be way ahead. We just will never know. We'll have no idea. And then this week, well, now there's new polling out from Bloomberg that says that Biden is or back way up, and he's like not actually winning, but he's making a comeback, that he's like heading in the other direction. I think he's only down like 3 points, which is within the margin of error at this point. And so they're all like, oh man, the polling, yes, the polling is so good. It's like finally Biden's really making a big difference this week. And it's like, wait, you guys just were saying that like polling doesn't matter, it's not that big of a deal, like we don't need to count on polling all that much. But then when there's something good to say about Biden, now you don't even mention that part. You don't have any problems with polling. Now it's like very good, everything's going in the right direction, he's making a big comeback. Like, it was just kind of annoying. I definitely trust in polling. I think that
now here's what's going to happen with polling.
Pretty accurate with the outcome.
Oh, the sheriff's back in town.
Let's see them guns, Tony.
Oh,
yeah,
shit!
that's right.
Tom ran away.
Tom's like, no, I can't take it. Oh shit! Tom and Tony are gonna have a fucking Scott Steiner Triple H style pose off. Tom just couldn't take it; he had to run.
Right.
But like, okay, he's back.
Get in the gym. Got to get in the gym, homie.
In shame, he had to come back.
How much can you bench? How much?
Whatever you bench plus you on top of that bar.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't even know. You don't even know.
I'm gonna go take a piss break while you guys like
have your pissing match.
Yeah, have your pissing match while I go piss.
But what
Lordy! So Tony, how we doing tonight?
I don't know. The last few minutes I missed the rhetoric and the comments, so catch me up.
We're talking about polling and how should we trust the polls, should we not trust the polls, and like this is what I'm going to say, because
nobody
like
in their right mind should trust the polls.
That's part of it. Because here's what's going to happen, because this is what always happens, because the polls always say, well, we were pretty close. The weeks before the election, they're wildly in one direction or another, based mostly on their biases. And then in the last week or so, just about every poll, just like it did in 2020, just like it did in 2022, just like it did in 2018, just like it did in 2016, just like it did in 2014, just like it did in 2012, they all shrink to about the margin of error. So every single pollster has that level of plausible deniability. Well, you know, our polls were within the margin of error towards the last. And so that's how they always get out of it. And Tom, you and I got into one really big dispute over national polling versus statewide polling, but the polls even had in just Wisconsin, Hillary ahead by 11 points in Wisconsin in late October of 2016. So it's like, okay, at that point, the polls are just a politicized weapon to try to... They're just a politicized weapon to try to boost up your guys and try and demoralize their guys. And that's, you have to realize, to a large extent, that's what polls are. And it's now become a politicized political weapon in our modern era. And so that's kind of
where the arguments always go, is like, well, this one state and that one state, blah, blah, blah. Normally, you're looking at the polling from states and then trying to look at how many electorates you're able to project from that. Yes, they're not all like, so they're not accurate. Nobody thinks that they're like dead on, but they give you a general idea of what it is that you're looking for. And so these are like as close as we can get to have some sort of projection and some sort of general idea. And I do think that, yes, after the elections, we look back at them and they are by far the majority very accurate. And they do normally give us a pretty good idea of where Americans are at the time.
Grow the farm up. Putin doesn't trust the polls. Polish. Now, if you were to give that even if I were to grant you that analysis, which I don't fully, and there's a lot I push back on, but if one were to grant, you would have to admit that 2016 was an extreme unique outlier to all other trends in terms of accuracy, to the point where you could be convinced that there was a concerted effort to try to see if their polling could actually direct the public.
I don't think so. I think 2016 state polling was pretty accurate. There was the national.
No, it wasn't. I just told you in Wisconsin it was off by 11 points 2 weeks before the election.
You're doing what I just said you were going to do. Is you're going to go look at one.
Go look at the very polls that you're referencing. I'm sorry, dude. Like,
no, that's not what I referenced. That's not what I referenced. That's not. I literally just went over what it is that we're supposed to use polls for, and then you go and talk about one fucking state. That's not helpful at all. You're not saying.
Well, you were talking about like, well, it doesn't matter about the individual. The individual state polling was right on. It was the national average that had problems. That was your exact point a couple of years ago, and then it was like, well, no, in Wisconsin they were off by 11 points, dude. That's not. You can't do that accidentally. You can't be off by 11 points 2 weeks before election day accidentally. That is my. We're going to look at each state and look at their polling, and then what it is that we can get, how many electorates we can get from each state. That's like the point in the state polling. To looking at an overall average within the nation doesn't matter all that much. Well, the polling is to tell us who's going to win.
Each time you look at one fucking state and we're like, well, this one was way off. It's like, okay, we still had the right general idea for the country at the time based on each state.
And like I always say, we always remember the reign of President Hillary Clinton. You're right, Tom. You're right.
Phil,
here's what I learned.
Explaining is what polls were intended to do. That's what the tool of polling was supposed to do. To give the public a general idea of what it is. What it actually does is what you're describing, and they release only the fabricated. They only ask the right people to influence other people to vote that way, because then they can show those polling numbers to the public and go, well, look, see, this is how the polling is. You don't want to vote for the guy that's not going to win, do you?
Yes, well, it goes both ways. You say like, hey, Biden's way up in the polls, and so now you're just making it to where Trump voters don't even want to go out and vote because it looks like there's no point. Or you say,
Trump
hey,
voters will
Biden's losing in the polls. They're just saying Biden's losing in the polls so that more people run out to go vote now because they think they have to, because he's out in the polls. Like, it goes both ways, but in reality,
no, it doesn't go both ways.
Hold on,
because the people that it influences are the same people that think we need to get rid of the Electoral College.
Hold on, I got to bring gay back. What I've learned so far from this. Phil only takes one poll, and Tom takes all polls.
Phil's committed to the polls that he takes. Tom's a little bit more loosey-goosey with them.
He's more polypolarous, if you will.
Polypolarous.
I get around.
There you go.
That's
there you go. Bandit, are you happy I brought gay back?
All right.
And I do got to give Vote Farm Up as a good credit here for this one. Putin doesn't trust the polls. Polish. I'm sorry, that's just
we already read that one. We're about 3 minutes late on that one.
That's
we pulled that up like 4 times.
No, I'm just giving him credit. That's one of the comments of the night. Fuck off.
Well, while we're on election talk, I got one slamming Trump and one slamming Biden. So we're gonna have a little fun with this, so everybody gets their fair share, and we're not going to be biased at all, ever at all. Never.
Before we move, do I have anything I need to catch up on? Because I tried asking that when you left, and then I was lucky enough to get on right when the fucking chicken started squabbling.
The one thing we need to catch up on is, why did Tom put on a cowboy hat?
To emulate me, his hero.
Fuck! He didn't get the joke. Tom,
no,
my heroes
I got the
get
joke.
jokes.
I'm ignoring the joke.
My heroes get jokes. Thank you very much.
Oh my god. I'm literally
and they understand Poland.
You don't know.
No, Tony, you missed out.
Dry humor.
I'm a bridge expert now.
Like you were a COVID expert.
Tom likes polls.
Tom is the poll expert.
Trying to think what else you missed.
And also the bridge expert.
No, I've been watching. What I meant was, do I need to take a shot?
Oh, I gave you a shot.
That's like,
right before the hour ended. So yeah.
Yep, okay. You got a shot.
There you go. What would you like?
What would you like?
Millet.
I've got some millet and I've got some gin.
Millet.
Okay. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar and you're just now joining, what we do here is if you're a paid Facebook subscriber, $5 a month, you get to give us a drink on the hour every hour. If you don't want to be a paid Facebook subscriber, that's fine. It's going to be coming down here on the ticker, buymeacoffee.com/TonyG. And for $5, and then increasing every time somebody gives us specifically Tony, Phil, or Chicken a drink, it'll go up by 5, 10, 15, 20, and so forth. So, that being said, this is for the paid Facebook subscriber of Chickens. And
this is in no way to like we like to drink. Okay. No.
What?
And this is what I've got left. If anybody wants to get like crazy with the buy me a coffee, we could just get rid of this fucking millet whiskey tonight, and I probably wouldn't cry about it. But here's one for you. God, it's like the wet cardboard that a dead cat fell in. Oh.
And Tony, I don't know if you were listening. I announced that like we're back on the hour, but I also mentioned the veto rule, where when it gets excessive,
Danny DeVito comes in.
Yes,
yeah.
I prefer that. That's a lot better.
That would be so much fun.
If we can get Danny DeVito, that'd be great.
I bet we could get a little graphic to run across the screen, like Danny DeVito.
We can get graphic.
I've said for a couple of years, I bet, like, considering how little the guy's got going on these days, we could probably get Roger Stone on.
You know what?
I mean, he's got a lot going on these days.
What's the worst he could do? Say no. I bet if I like reached out to him, like,
fuck it, whatever.
Hold on. Anybody want to place bets? Could I get Roger Stone to jump on the show?
Ooh. I'll take the yes action. Anybody got the no action?
I'll send the invite.
Tom, you're in. You're in. If I get Roger Stone, you can have some fun.
So yeah, we're just some, fun-loving guys that like to just talk politics a little bit. And you've been around the block, so we got some questions. But yeah,
that guy is fascinating.
Oh yeah, like let's not pretend like we wouldn't have a couple of questions. Like that motherfucker's been around since Nixon. Okay, like
all right, here we go. Since we're in the Easter weekend and trying to keep things
for fuck's sake.
Trying to keep things on topic here. Trump slams Biden's blasphemous move to declare Easter Sunday Transgender Day of Visibility as outrage grows after White House also banned kids from submitting religious-themed designs for egg art event. This is from Daily Mail. This is not a liberal source. Or a conservative source. This is a Daily Mail's pretty.
I'll say that the Easter colors with the light blue and light pink are pretty close to the trans flag, actually. So it's fitting.
I'm sure eventually someone's going to come forward and pretend like this was done accidentally. Like, it was just a little oversight, or, just something that just kind of happened because, the days line up and such. And like, they're going to pretend like this wasn't entirely intentional.
That's exactly what's going on.
Hang on. Anyone within the sound of my voice that knows what this is, this was intended to demean, defile, and humiliate you. I'll be right back.
I want to be clear. Easter Sunday. Easter was literally the only day that hadn't been taken by the LGBTQ yet. So it wasn't. It makes sense. There was literally the only day left.
Yeah, the gays are conquering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, he declared the 31st, which happens to be Easter this year. So next year it won't be. However, this is pretty tone deaf. Now I don't know how long this has been planned. I can't imagine like all of a sudden the day before Easter they go, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing." Like I imagine this was probably planned and probably been documented for weeks. And I just don't. Yeah, we're gonna get to the Bibles next. It's like a fucking Bible thing, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I shouldn't be saying Jesus Christ so much on Easter weekend.
I mean, I was about to say, it is so close to the resurrection of our Savior here, but yeah, this I'm sorry,
Phil just pulled out a Bible.
God I'm getting there. I'm still looking for verses, but this, I'm sorry. if this doesn't offend you a little bit, that's sort of the measure as to how Christian you are, actually. Like, I don't know how else to put this. Like, if this does not offend you to some extent, then like that actually is the measuring bar. Because yes, if you are somebody that does in any way claim to be Christian, this should offend you deeply, because this is the day of our risen Lord. And you say, well, what's the big deal? Like, this is not a day to be shared with anything. This is a day for only one event.
What if it's your birthday, Phil?
Yeah, no shit.
Have at it, but it's not the day of Jesus.
What if it's the day somebody you love died?
Yeah,
that's not a holiday.
Well, no,
it's not something nationally recognized. You can
it's
try and deconstruct it and push back on it all you want, but like, I'm sorry, to the extent that this doesn't offend you, is
did Jesus observe the current daylight savings time calendar?
Can I just say this? Here's my problem with Easter. I love Easter. I think it's a great holiday. I think it means well. I think there's so much important to talk about on Easter, especially if you're a religious person. This is a great day. However, why does it have to fucking move? Stop moving it. Pick a fucking day so we can fucking
Final
celebrate
Sunday of
the
the month.
fucking day. I'm
we
tired.
can move Easter
of
around
fucking-
all willy-nilly. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Do you have any idea what it does to the goddamn...
And they can move this day around all willy-nilly too, but they didn't, and that's intentional.
Obviously, there's no specific day on the calendar.
I can't move my birthday around, motherfucker.
Is just concrete, has to be Easter. So
which Sunday did fucking Christ arise? Was it the 31st? Was it the 7th? Was it the fucking 28th of fucking April? Like,
wasn't it in like October?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's like in October, something like that. Yeah.
Anyway,
this is when Christians and pagans
it's a weird
started negotiating holidays. They had all of them for each season. So Easter is just like the what is it? The fall, or
it's
the
like
fall
the normie
seasonal
holiday.
Or
it's like the moderate holiday they came to agree on.
I get the importance of Easter, and I'm not.
Well, even according
Easter.
to secular sources like the University of Chicago, Jesus died April 3rd, AD 33 at around 3 p.m. And so like, the idea that in October is just, so even secular scholars agree that it was
that day then.
I'm sorry.
Let's go with that day.
Isn't it the 3rd?
Why do we play this
final
game
Sunday
where we
of
fucking
April.
move it around and fuck with people's
And that's
lives
how it's been
every goddamn
since time
year?
in memoriam here in the West. Since the beginning of Christendom, that's how it's been. And now just this other day just so happens to accidentally fall on this day.
Wrong.
What?
That precedent of moving it around can be wrong.
The final Sunday? It doesn't matter whether you think it's right or wrong. It's something we've been doing for thousands of years, and now just suddenly this new thing is now being superimposed on it, and we know the reason why. It's the same reason why they like to turn crosses upside down. It represents the overturning of Christianity, and that's exactly what this is actually all about.
I'm
I hate to say it. I hate to do it, but I agree with Matt Walsh on this. Joe Biden for doing this may be an actual fucking demon.
All right, let's hear your side of it, Phil. I'll stop interrupting.
No, you just heard it. You just heard it. There it is. Like how are you afraid I'm not? I'm holding back a little bit too much. I'm not wearing it on my sleeve enough. Chicken?
I thought you were gonna have a whole bunch more. You got scripture open. I thought we were gonna go on a whole thing here.
Well, no, I'm just waiting to hear some of the counter arguments first.
Let's be real. Like, I get it. Here's my problem with conservatives is fucking hold on to some of these silly goddamn traditions sometimes. The moving the day around. It's a fucking day. Like, I get the sentiment of the day. I agree with I love the sentiment of the day. I love the idea of Easter. I'm not even that religious, but I'm like hardcore. Like, you don't fuck with Christmas. You don't fuck with Easter. Those are days we need to have. But like, why are we moving it? Can we stop moving it? Like, it never made sense to me. Nobody's been able to explain it to me other than like what I've read is the same thing fucking Tom brought up was like a fucking goddamn thing we fucking negotiated hundreds of years ago with fucking different religions of like why we're doing what we're doing, and we have to have this special Sunday.
Part of our Western Christian tradition for 2,000 years. Like, I mean, if you want to be an Eastern Orthodox, go for it, but they won't care.
Look this up. I need to look.
I think
been for 2,000 years.
Yeah, I think that the it's supposed to just be on March 31st is the Transgender Day of Visibility, and that Easter just happens to fall on the same day. But every year from here on out, it's not going to be the last Sunday of every March. It's just going to be on the 31st, and Easter will be on different days every year. So, yeah.
Maybe that's why I hate this so much, because it's a Catholic thing.
Well, okay, to Phil's point, like, why did they pick this specific window? That's what Phil's getting at. He feels like it was intentional, and yeah, it's probably true, because
it seems intentional.
Let's gay up.
It's like even the secular sources put it within a week of the day we're doing it. So, like, yeah, clearly this is a holy time and something worth remembering.
I agree, it's suspect. However, yeah, Chicken's right. We're talking about a calendar that. Are we really?
The calendar's kind of gay. Can we just agree?
Oh my God! Yeah, the calendar. Also, a lot of people don't know the calendar. The Gregorian calendar we use was invented by Jesuit priests. Okay, and it's a perfect calendar that we don't have to change for 56,000 more years.
So it's their fault.
No, we have a working calendar. Like, are you out of your like? No,
I sound like
the world is actually better off because of this calendar.
Jesuits.
It's their fault.
And so, like, but no, like, this being a celebration of Christians is a part of our Western tradition. If you are a Protestant or a Catholic, this is part of your tradition. They are all part of the Western Christian tradition.
Here's what I'm getting is Easter's exact date varies so much because it actually depends on the moon. The holiday is set to coincide with the first Sunday after the Pascha full moon, the first full moon after the vernal equinox, though the equinox exact date can vary each year according to the Old Farmer's Almanac. The church always recognized the vernal equinox as of March 21st. So why does Easter move or come from the full moon? Early Christmas or early Christians wanted Easter to coincide with Passover because Christ's death and resurrection happened after the Jewish holiday, writes Christian minister, blah, blah, blah. Because the Jewish calendar is tied to solar and lunar cycles, the dates of Passover and Easter fluctuate each year. It's the fucking Jews. The fucking Jews are involved.
Wow. Damn it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to take a shot.
You knew they had to be.
Give me full camera for this gin shot.
All right.
Phil, I don't think
I should have known the Jews.
Hang on.
Hang on. No, we're already here.
Phil, no, hang on. We can't give you full camera because over the last 20 minutes, it's kind of been our tradition to have a 4-camera setup, and we can't go messing with that. All right, like it's a holy tradition here. Chicken blasphemous.
It's evil to do one camera.
Yeah. It's pretty evil.
Then Phil is the devil. Beautifully evil, folks. I hope all of you have a marvelous, happy Easter. I hope you celebrate it with you and yours, and I hope with you and yours you celebrate the risen Lord. God bless every last one of you, and I hope, of course, you all make it back here to Big Bucket Empire and Tomfoolery Show next Easter weekend. Happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless every last one of you, and travel well, my friends.
Later, Phil. Have a good night. Yeah. See you guys.
No, that's just a toast to hope you get here next year.
That's literally what you say when we're going off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it matters
to people. Fuck off.
I don't think it matters. I don't think that the trans day is anti-Christian or anything like that. Even when I was Christian, I didn't think that anything. Well, sure, but it doesn't. It's not to say that because they put it on the same day that this is offensive to Christianity when there's other things that align with Easter sometimes because of the fact that it moves around.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'll give as a caveat. Well, it moves around, so yeah, maybe this year was just inconvenient. But why wouldn't you have made that the day last year, or did they? that something that's like hidden in the story? But it sounds like this year was the first year.
I think this is the first year.
Thing.
So like I have some breaking news about holidays, if I may. Like, this is going to be very controversial, folks. So like, just brace yourselves for what I'm
ready
about
for something very reverent, folks.
Some truth bombs are about to be dropped. I just want everybody to be prepared for that. This is what holiday is tomorrow. It's holidaycalendar.io. What holiday is tomorrow? Tomorrow is National Tater Day. So you tater lovers, you're evil. National Crayon Day. Sorry, kiddies. You color tomorrow. You are a Satan worshiper. Also, Eiffel Tower Day. I assume that's the structure and not the lovemaking act. I could be wrong. Also, obviously, International Trans Visibility Day, because of course it is. Easter, turns out. Who knew? National Prom Day. Phil,
on Easter Sunday.
Phil, evil. National Farm Workers Day tomorrow.
Disgusting.
How do you sleep at night?
Okay, hold on, stop. I am fucking offended.
Fucking farmers.
I am fucking offended now. How dare they take away from National Farmer Workers Day, because technically now I'm a farmer. Fuck you. That's my day.
Get rid of you can't have Easter on National Farm
Tony,
Workers
you're
Day.
totally right. The fact that all these other things that shouldn't be there totally makes this other thing right. Because Tony, you're absolutely right. Two wrongs totally make a right. You're correct, T. I'm so glad you pulled this up.
Makes a rainbow.
Yes, keep bringing this list of blasphemies and nonsense and unnecessariness. Please do, Tony.
No.
But yes, two wrongs totally make a right. You're totally right, T. You're completely correct. I'm glad you did that.
Phil, all of these things always land on the 31st. It's Easter that moved to their days. That's the point, is that Easter happened on the 31st this year, but it's not on the 31st every year. So
and don't celebrate any of them.
31st.
And all this thing, don't celebrate any of it but Easter.
Nobody asked either. So so nobody asked. So the thing is whether or not this is wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's what the church. That's what the church says. So their poll means a lot more to me.
Yeah,
the point is that
like it or not, but it's true.
How are you guys celebrating?
It's like on the Genesis 1:27. The reason why, this is something that is unbiblical. God created man in His own image, and in the image of God, He created him, male and female. He created them, and so that's why, this. What?
Is the separation of church and state? They're not going to protect.
Not religion and state, though. You realize that, right?
Right, but you don't celebrate.
We have a separation of church and state, not religion and state. That's something that everybody gets wrong. Your religion can still very much inform your political decisions.
You are going to blaspheme the farmers, and that's fine. You hate farmers. You're not celebrating Farmer Day, but that's
right.
Christ always goes above even farmers. I'm a farmer. Christ comes first. You know that, Tom, or at least you did at one point in your life.
I'm saying, yes, you can choose not to celebrate those days, but the fact that the Easter is coinciding with.
Are you going to celebrate any of those days other than Easter, Tom?
No.
Are you celebrating Easter?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, hey,
hang on, guys. I have a question. Tom, do you accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior?
No.
Okay. Anyways, what were you gonna say? Chicken. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Tom, because Easter is tomorrow, and just hours away. I know he is now a religious scholar and expert, so I'm super curious to hear his opinions on all of this.
Yeah. Jesus Chavez died for your sins. God damn it.
I always like it when Steve comes
Day
by.
tomorrow. It is.
Did I give us? You have not banned it, and I think you definitely need to give it to Tony for all that blasphemous nonsense. Tom not even celebrating Crayola Day.
I am a little offended that Easter would take away from Crayola Day.
I feel like you can celebrate Crayola Day while celebrating Easter, and I don't think anybody has to think lesser of it.
You have to use Easter colored crayons.
Right, and that's fine. I can do that.
No, not even using Crayola anymore on Easter. Fuck that.
Honestly, reading
Crayola now.
reading that other article of why Easter follows full moons makes me like that. Like, Phil, if you would have gave me that explanation, I might have like been able to follow it a little bit more, other than how dare you, it's fucking the resurrection. Like, if you would have been like, oh no,
That's the
this
Phil
is
argument.
how well, it's like, oh, they followed it this way because this is like the full moon and they always did it on the Sunday after the full moon, and that's just how the tradition's always been. I'm like, that makes way more sense to me than, well, because
hey, Chicken, you know what the flaw in your thinking is, though? You're expecting, you're wanting,
that's your flaw.
well, no, you're wanting
Expecting
a
to watch
naturalistic
it.
explanation for a supernatural event. That's the flaw.
Wait,
No,
hold on. No. Holidays are not
explanation.
No, that's exactly what he's looking for.
Holidays. No. The days that we choose to put holidays on are not supernatural events.
We don't know the exact day. We have secular sources that put it within the week that the church has said for 2,000 years.
Wait,
So
no, it's just an explanation. It's not supernatural or natural. It's an fucking.
and so what you're trying to do is like, well, look at how the moon went through in the Hebrew calendar. It's like you're trying to find a naturalistic explanation for a supernatural event.
Just an explanation. You gave me none. All you said was that's because that's what we've done for 2,000 years. That's
well,
not
no,
an
I even gave you
explanation.
even secular sources put it within a week. Yes, I did. University of Chicago says April 3rd.
I said then
If
let's have it
anybody
on April 3rd.
Make this a double or a triple. You just go on over to right there. It is buymeacoffee.com/Tony G. And for right now, the price is only $5. I will have to take another shot of this disgusting millet whiskey. Cheers.
Or anything of your choosing. It doesn't
Chicken, are you
always
looking
have
up
to be-
www.imright.com? I can actually hear him going to
that was
imright.com.
Tom typing. So Tom's keyboard is a loud clicker keyboard. I don't have one of those. Like,
That was Tony.
Ah,
Clearly not me with my hand.
I caught you, you motherfucker. Look it up,
I got a question.
imright.com.
After I heard all that typing, I got a question for Tom. Like, is this a thing when you get so many subs that you have to have a keyboard that makes so many clicking sounds on a show? Because I noticed only people that have like 1,000 subscribers have a keyboard that's really fucking loud when you type to make sure people know you type really fast.
So my chat cannot hear my keyboard whatsoever. You guys can because of StreamYard. And so
bullshit, dude. I've jumped on your live stream. I've heard your keyboard.
No, you can hear it through my Discord and you can hear it through StreamYard. You cannot hear it on my stream. Like
I've heard it on your YouTube channel before.
I don't think so. I've never, even like right now.
Jesus.
Okay, that's a little, that's a bit much. But wow. Now, Chicken, I do gotta say, you getting into fucking keyboard gate here is a little like there's a fucking conspiracy.
It's always been one of those things, but like I've always loved a keyboard that works really well, but I don't like the loud clackiness of it. Like I'm one of those people. I like a quiet keyboard. I like to just it's like to me it's like jazz. It should be smooth and it should be like gentle and sensual and sexy. Like I love electronics and I love my
all right, what about
computers
now?
and
Tradition says your keyboard has to be loud.
No, I can't hear it. I hear a little, but
that's why I don't use my Apple, because it has a loud keyboard. I don't like it. I fucking hate the Apple keyboard because it's like clack, 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 clack. I'm like,
I turned on noise
Apple.
reduction.
You just listed another one.
Ninja keyboards. Jesus.
Now, Chicken, somewhat on the subject that we're on, wasn't there another story that I'm dying to get into?
Phil's gonna love this, and I think the rest of us are gonna rip on it a little bit.
P. Diddy.
This is gonna be great.
Not yet.
I got a video for you. Let's see, which tab is that? It's Bird.
Are we catching up with the doggy style girl?
Nope.
No, that's the post show.
Tony, I don't have that link. Okay.
If only I did.
All right, in case you all missed it.
Wait, I thought you said we weren't looking at the dog's butt.
Friendly Greenwood.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Not while Tony's talking. No.
I was making a pun.
Who doesn't love his song "God Bless the USA"? in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents. Yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible. And it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul. Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around. Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country. And I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country. All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make America great again is our religion. Religion is so important. It's so missing, but it's going to come back, and it's going to come back strong, just like our country is going to come back strong. In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. Nope. We answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God. We must defend God in the public square and not allow the media or the left-wing.
Oh, let him get there. Let him get to the punchline.
Censor or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and back into what will be again a great nation. Our founding fathers did a tremendous thing when they built America on Judeo-Christian values. Now that foundation is under attack, perhaps as never before. What can we do? Stand up, speak out, and pray that God will bless America again. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again. Pray, get educated, get motivated, and stand with me and the legions of Americans asking God to bless our great nation, to bring our great nation back, and to make America great again. I'm proud to partner with Lee in this offering. He's a very special man, both as a talent, but maybe even more so as a human being. He's very, very special. And I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it. Let's make America pray again. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
Why is the Bible the same color as his face?
You know, because he likes to match.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, I got to say, I've done some research on this, like Tom alluded to. It's a $60 Bible. It's not a cheap, it's not a cheap book. Before I give my thoughts, gentlemen, let's.
Oh, I can't wait.
Chicken, let's start with you.
Chicken's muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Chicken. You're like, motherfucker.
God damn it. Sorry. Yeah, I hit the button. Oh my God. I love this so much. This is so fantastic. Not only for like the cringe factor, there were so many cringe moments in that whole thing that I was like, ooh.
Moments.
But then again, I'm sitting there going, boomers are eating this shit up. They love this. I'm like, okay, this is probably a pretty smart move.
They are, Chicken. Yes,
no, I'm looking up like you're gonna like this.
He's fucking buying one right now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm actually looking up.
He's buying a second one right now.
No, I'm looking up on the Babylon Bee. They had this beautiful article where it was the top 10 changes Trump made in the God Bless the USA Bible. Now, this is by the Babylon Bee, but this is pretty fucking good. And the Babylon Bee has obtained an advanced copy and can unveil the following list of changes in Trump's new Bible. 1, Moses has to hold up the American flag so Israelis can win in battle. Waving old glory gives the Hebrews the victory. Number 2, Proverbs is replaced with a collection of Trump's finest tweets, a book full of wisdom, 280 characters at a time. The New Testament now includes a full text of Trump, The Art of the Deal. The two greatest books in history are now together in one volume. Joseph Colorful Coat is now orange, a very beautiful orange. People loved the orange coat. Everyone says so.
Greatest
Jesus
color
is
ever.
betrayed by a kiss from Mike Pence.
Oh.
Never trust Pence. Short guy, fly on head, not trustworthy.
Fly on head.
All biblical villains now have nicknames like Phony Pharaoh, Nasty Nebuchadnezzar, and Lion Lucifer. The first apostle Jesus calls is Ben Franklin. Put down your kite and follow me. 23rd Psalm replaced with the lyrics to American Pie. Such a beautiful song. Let's make Psalm 23 great again. Ravens feed Elijah by bringing him a Big Mac and fries. God provides the best food for his people. And then the last one, Jesus doesn't die in this one. People prefer stories where the hero doesn't die. There's just
great. That's great.
That's good. That's so much
that's
better.
pretty fucking funny. Okay, like
Oh god, I want to read that version so bad.
Jesus, yeah. Like, wouldn't you love to see Trump's tweets like laid out like the Book of Psalms? Like that would just be insane.
Yeah.
But
That's
like,
what
now
I
I will
always
say
thought of
the
when I
reality is it's a King James Bible, which is that's okay. It's okay. It's poetically prose. I prefer the English Standard Version Bible, but to your own self be true. What I will say, the thing I don't like is I don't ever like it when Christianity and nationalism gets mixed up. It's a thing I don't like about the Eastern Orthodox Church. It's all very nationalistic. And so I kind of like this one here is it has the Westminster Confession of Faith and a bunch of different creeds, but I like
Phil?
you should be a Christian first and an American second.
Phil, can you hold that up again?
Yeah.
Can you say exactly what you just said again?
The Reformation Study Bible.
No,
English Standard.
that about nationalism and Christianity not supposed to be mixed.
No. The Bible should always come first. You can love your country, but you worship your Lord.
Okay.
So that's the one thing I've done. Well, no, like when you go, like, no, look at the Eastern Orthodox Church and you find like literally Greek Orthodox. So the Serbian Orthodox Church literally okayed and blessed the ethnic cleansing during the 90s. And so that's where you get some really bad shit going down, is when you get that level. And so that's, don't get me wrong, the God Bless the USA Bible is a good gift for the boomer in your life. I'm probably going to get a few for a few boomers in my life, but
was there a website to buy this Bible? Because like
I can't get it on Amazon. I was looking for it earlier. So
well, you can't
now,
get
Tom,
I mean, I would
Chris,
totally
you've been-
buy the Trump shoes, but probably not the
what's
Bible.
there's gotta
But
be
the
a
Trump
combo pack.
shoes, those are pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, if
Let's say-
I could get the shoes with the Bible, I would totally get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's got to be a combo package coming up. It's probably
So
going to be
I've tried
during
Google and
Election Day.
DuckDuckGo. I can't buy it. I can't find a link to buy it.
sold out.
For true Christians, we got to make Psalms great again. It's
Yeah, that was
That's
fucking
everything.
ridiculous. Where it was like, oh, bro.
make America pray again. I loved how he brought that in, and it's literally Mappa. And now the lefties
Mappa.
are going to have a heyday saying, see, Trump is a pedophile.
All right, eBay's got one already for
I'll try.
$118. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that one shockingly still is like they have not been able to make a lot of things they've tried to stick, but like Mappa, Make America Pray Again. Unfortunately, like the boomers and the trad right online, like they're just gonna eat that shit up. Are you kidding me?
everything
Like
Have
that's
you guys
like that's red meat.
Yeah.
have you guys seen the stuff about the Zoomer Bible?
oh god,
Yes.
I don't even.
And then
want-
Mary Magdalene went to the tomb to check the receipts. And when the baddie went to it's the fucking most ridiculous thing. And it's funny
it's
as
so
shit,
good.
but it's
so
but like
good.
yeah, they refer to Mary Magdalene as the baddie, and the baddie went to the tomb to check the receipts.
Oh no.
It's like, they have yeeted my Lord, but I don't know where they have yeeted him. And so, like, yeah, it's fucking bad, but it's
think I
also
can do
great
that.
at the same time.
It's so good.
I don't think I could handle
Not
that.
you getting crucified, Christ. Like, yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
it's over the top. But yeah, I've heard a little bit of it, and it's our good friend Ike Rich. I asked him what he would call that. He would call it the new contemporary translation.
Nice.
Oh my god!
All right, we
Let's
ready to get
to
into the meat and potatoes of the night. I don't know how long this will go. P. Diddy. He is the 2024's Black Epstein, I guess. He hasn't killed himself yet, but
give it time.
That's what they're comparing him to. So again, if you lived under a rock,
vote or die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, this motherfucker's on the run.
Apparently he was in Miami today. I saw like Twitter blowing up. Oh, he's fine. He's in Miami. Everything's cool. He's hanging out.
I'm in Miami,
okay.
bitch.
If he's back in the States, and that means the feds were cleaning out evidence from his house on other people, not gathering it against him.
So again, if you've lived under a rock, this dude, obviously there's been controversy with Puff Daddy since day one. Whether you're looking at East Coast versus West Coast old school rap fucking like issues that we all heard about as kids. Like I remember being a kid being like, oh my god, I heard like Tupac and Biggie got problems. Like, but Puff Daddy was always squarely in the middle of it. It brings up people such as Jennifer Lopez and so many other like major names over the years that have been involved in dealings with Puff Daddy. There's people that have gone to jail for 10 or more years because of interactions with Puff Daddy, whether that was, covering for him and taking the fall for him or just people not being supported by him. There's so many allegations against this guy. Now, there's some weird shit. You watch some of the weird videos, and this kind of harkens back to what we were talking about earlier tonight before Tony got here, of like when internet sleuths start like digging into some things and trying to find receipts. There's a few of them that are starting to find some weird stuff, but they're flat out saying, oh, those interviews with Justin Bieber, interviews with other young up and coming singers.
Yeah, that was weird.
The Usher shit was probably the weirdest. God damn you, Tony. Fuck you.
And Chicken, you got 2 shots of oat.
No, that was both me. That was the
Tony.
Anyway, the Usher shit was like the creepiest because like Usher was like it didn't say anything, but when like Usher was like, oh man, yeah, this guy opened my eyes to this world of like crazy what the lifestyle's like. I'm like, well, what's the rapper lifestyle in the mid-90s? It's probably a lot of sex and drugs.
I was about to say rubbing your wiener on a lot of things.
They were singing about it, so you can about imagine what that was. And then he was like, oh yeah, I had a great time. Usher loved it. Well, Usher also now has, I believe he has hepatitis. I can't remember which disease he has or whatever. Herpes? Was it herpes? Well,
yeah, he had allegations of spreading herpes, and
most of them probably have
$10 million.
Herpes is pretty widespread these days. Anyway, but then when he got asked like if would you let your kids do what you did? He was like, oh hell no. Like right away he was like, oh hell no. That shit was no, it's not appropriate. That doesn't mean anything. That's the problem. But you can insinuate from there. So it leads to the ability to like grow this crazy conspiracy story and all this shit could have happened. However, then you read the lawsuits that have come in the last few years from like his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or whatever that he's been on and off with. Like, there's a lot of shit this dude's been involved in and gotten away with and skated on. Like to say that you can like brush Puff Daddy off to the side and say everything's fine here, don't worry about it, it's Puff Daddy, is one thing.
He should have done time for that gun thing alone.
Diddy has been more consistent.
No, he bought his way out of that shit. But like, don't get me wrong.
Here, before you get too deep,
I don't agree with New York's gun laws, but fuck, man, like there's people that have done a lot of time.
The gun laws, the sex crimes, all the shit that he's been accused of prior to this last 2 weeks, all of the shit he's ever done. And he has been like a spokesperson for the Democratic Party openly on like, and like all over the goddamn place. And key to the city, September 2023, after all the violence, all the accusations prior to that, this dude gets the key to New York City from Eric Adams, which I have a funny Eric Adams video we can do in the post show if we make it that far. Like, he has been the role model of the Democratic Party for so long. And now I got 2 questions. Why is everybody turning their back on him? They're not protecting him anymore. Is it because they can't or whatever? 2 is like, what took so fucking long? Because like, this is not new shit.
Okay, go ahead, T.
I have a shot I have to take. The one thing I wanted to say on this, and then Phil, go ahead. The only thing I can see all these dates, and like you said, all these things that Diddy did it. Nope, Diddy did it. Diddy did it. Well, Diddy's at least more consistent than Easter. I'll say that. Cheers, folks.
God. I mean, it seems like probably all people, especially in these circles, and when you're dealing with like lots of rappers and gangs and money and drugs and all this shit, lots of them have skeletons in their closets, and most of the time cops aren't getting involved. I mean, I was in like, I did lots of drugs, sold lots of drugs, like did tons of illegal things. By far the majority of it I never got caught for. There could have, if all of a sudden one story comes out where somebody, starts talking about somebody, tons of other people now probably feel safe to come out and start telling stories as well, especially when most of these things happened a long time ago. And so most of these people just kind of forget about this stuff and don't think much about it. And then all of a sudden this story breaks and everybody's like, oh, you know what? I've got a story like that too.
Tom, point at the doll where Diddy touched you.
Wait, so I didn't understand. You kind of switched from Usher to Diddy pretty quickly. What was the Usher thing? You were you just talking
I was just saying the Usher thing was like, it sounded credible, but it was one of those that's like it was speculative.
What was the Usher?
He was victimized.
He had an interview where he lived with Puff Daddy for 2 years. I think it was 2 years, but Puff Daddy was actually his legal guardian, and he did an interview, I think, with Howard Stern, to where he like talked about some of the sex parties they had and all the crazy shit that they were doing when he was a minor.
If I may allow me to inject here a little bit, because I also have to take a shot at Jen because of one no good rapscallion ne'er-do-well, Tony G. What likely happened, here's what probably happened. It'll be years until we get the documents, but Diddy flew a little too close to the sun. Do you know what blackmail I have on who? You don't fuck with me. I'm P. Diddy. And then the feds went, oh, you think so, huh? Clean his house out. Make sure there ain't no fucking evidence in there. And here we stand today. So, folks, I really hope that nobody got victimized. But in the end of the day, unfortunately, we all know Diddy did that shit.
It sounds like he had a couple of weeks to clean his house out. So,
yeah, he just got raided.
His asshole.
Oh, that's bad.
Is it good?
Chicken, you got a shot, don't you? Yeah, you do. You fuck.
Who gave me one? Goddamn.
Tony,
you fucking dude. Really? Tony?
Yep. Oat whiskey, you fucker.
Oh, did I
Tony,
do that?
You're doing millet.
No, Diddy did it.
Tony, Chicken's making you do a shot of millet now.
Oh, he is? Okay. Hang on.
Yeah, he just got
See,
raided by Homeland Security for like sex trafficking and shit.
Yeah.
And
both his New
The
York
fact that he's
and
still walking
Miami,
around free
or
right
LA and
now
Miami.
is fucking bizarre. Like,
Well, we don't know that they actually found anything. That's the point, is that there's tons
yet.
and tons of allegations right now, tons of civil lawsuits against him, tons of shit, but they just don't we just don't know that they've actually found anything. There's just a lot of allegations. So
a lot of allegations from very credible sources of women that have been with him for a very long time, accusing him of rape, drugging, forced prostitution, all kinds of crazy shit. Like, so here's the thing. Like, Me Too hasn't hit the music industry.
he drugged Jonah Hill with a Jeffrey.
Well, this is going to be the music.
Christ.
Here's my prediction.
This is going
I
to
don't
get
know what
dark really
happened.
fast.
I don't know any of this, but the music industry didn't have the Me Too. We didn't get to see all the shit that happened with the movie industry. We didn't see all the shit that happened in like everywhere.
You know,
The
you're
music
right.
industry has been pretty clean. I think this is gonna be. He's gonna be the I don't know, like not a martyr. I don't know what you'd call it. He's gonna be the poster child. He's gonna. What was the?
He's going to be
dude
the
in the
Harvey
movies?
Weinstein
Yeah, the Weinstein. He's gonna be the Harvey Weinstein of
or
the music
Jeffrey
industry.
Epstein. They're already calling him the
That's what
Epstein
they're-
of the hip hop industry. Now, Chicken, you got to make that oat whiskey a double because you didn't take the first one. Now Tony said another one and buy me coffee. So,
Dude, I took one earlier.
well, now you need another one then because Tony just did a buy me a coffee for you for oat whiskey because you're a dick.
You went back at me,
well,
so I went
I'm
back
gonna
at you.
veto the second one, you dick.
Phil, do you also veto it?
I don't know. Gosh.
'Cause it's got to be a majority, right? Here's chickens.
No,
Tom, do you
no,
veto it?
We each get a veto. We get one veto.
I don't know,
So
Tony.
So I guess we're hammering out the logistics here. Hang on.
We can give our vetoes away to other people. It doesn't have to be a majority. Like if I feel bad for Phil, I can give Phil my veto. But if I feel bad for myself, I'll veto myself.
Okay, you
I make
fucker.
these
We'll let you
rules
go
up
for
as
one.
we go, Tony.
You
don't
take
know?
that shot of that awful whiskey right now, Chicken.
This
Do it.
stuff sucks so goddamn bad.
Like, what's funny, Tom, is we have like really good whiskey.
Cool.
We like the
Yeah,
audience
cool.
enjoys us drinking the bad shit more than drinking the good shit. Because like I've got a bottle of George T. Stagg right here. I've
Enjoy
got
your
a
punishment.
bottle of William LaRue Weller right here. But yeah, the audience would much rather me drink the
Audience,
swill.
if you're still listening, so
I
have
love how
paid for
Tony
a
still
shot.
has posted up chicken, oat, butt me coffee.
I was typing quick. Shut up. So I've paid for the $5 shot for chicken. I've paid for the $5 shot for Phil. So to make either of them drink off Buy Me a Coffee, it would be $10. I still have yet to break the seal on the Buy Me a Coffee, I think. So if anybody wants to get in on that, there's not a lot left. We need a Lesto. I want to kill this fucking bottle of millet.
No,
Never
you
see
need
it
to take
again.
another shot next week because you love
We are
it
in
so.
the third or
Yeah.
Third hour.
Oh my God. It's just
Now,
terrible.
like Tom,
Anyway,
you've been
gotta
awful
go.
quiet here. I'm curious. Now that
Let's
we're
get
back
into
to the
Diddy
story,
thoughts.
what do you think Diddy did it? What's your general instinct on this?
Be right back.
I mean, I have no idea. There do seem to be too many allegations for him to just be completely innocent. So it's likely something happened unless there's a real conspiracy going on to take him down where so a lot of coordination going on. But I have no idea, and I'm more interested to see
Well,
what
I think that guy is flying so close to the sun. His lifestyle's so wild. It literally would just be the matter of one bureaucrat calling a judge to get a warrant, and it's not going to take a lot. If
his house just got searched. So
yeah. And if even 10% of the shit that we're talking about is true, mother of God. Okay. So we'll see if even 10, Yeah, I hope the actual outcome is no actual people got hurt. That is what I hope. That is what I pray. This is all just a terrible misunderstanding, and we're all going to laugh about this in a few years. I don't think that's going to be the ultimate outcome of all this. I think there's going to be some really dark shit that's about to hit. So,
unless he leaves the country.
Like there was rumors that he was. And like, who knows if they were true or not? Like, there was like wild shit that day. Is he walking around the Miami airport? His plane did leave the country at one point. Whether he was on it or not, who the fuck knows? But we do know his plane did in fact leave the country. So that's fucking wild. Now, I don't know. Like the immediate thought is R. Kelly and things like that when you think of the music industry and scumbaggery in the music industry. We don't know, like there's few things as dark as what R. Kelly did. Like that was like fucking systematic and ritualistic and dark in a way that we have not seen for some time. We'll see what comes of P. Diddy. I hope nothing, but we will ultimately know the truth of all of it. It will all come out in court. T, are you back with us? Nope. So Tom, I'm curious, like
frozen. Yeah.
Oh shit, we got a frozen Tony. Okay. No, he's doing the tech refresh. So Diddy do it? If you had to bet money on it, did Diddy do it?
I mean, when you say do it, I don't know which thing. I'd say probably something. He's probably done something. Yeah, they'll get him on some shit. Most likely.
Yeah. Well, and we will now. Man, I don't know if we'll be able to listen to P. Diddy the same way. Right?
Tony keeps taking himself off screen so he can run and do some push-ups real quick because he's insecure sitting next to me on screen.
No, that's just called going through my day as normal, Tom.
Okay, both of you
to continue flexing so inadequately. It's
both of you flex on camera right now. Both of you.
Is it really are we really doing?
Yep, both of you flex right now. Oh, I think the dad bod's gonna take the W on this one. Tom, that's well, no, you're the dad.
I am the dad.
Yes. But now, Tom, you're coming along well, but
I will have to take some pointers from Tom on how to get
I'm not gonna actually inject my vote here. Audience, you saw that. Who do you give it to? All right, you saw that, audience. But like now, I think Tony, sometime you and Tom need to do like a Scott Steiner Triple H like flex off sometime and like just
I'd have to actually like control my diet for like a week to do that because like it looks good like from the nipples up, but like down here it's like I ate like shit for the last couple months, so that down here is not nearly as fun.
It depends on where the camera's looking at you is what you're saying.
The dad bod's accurate there. I mean, we're good past the gut. It's just
it's just that gut. So nice. So we even had a flex off here of the Big Bucket Empire.
What we needed to do. So what? Okay, like out of what Diddy is accused of right now, like okay, give me the worst of it. What is the worst thing he's accused of?
Sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking.
So, out of everything,
sex trafficking.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but really, we think
that's it. That's the worst of it. That's it. Just sex trafficking.
No.
Wow,
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Do you really expect sex trafficking to be the thing that takes him down when we're literally in an era where Ghislaine Maxwell got fucking bitch slapped around for some stuff and nobody actually got in trouble for it? We
still zero of the Johns.
Zero convictions, and she sex trafficked no one, but it's okay because
she's been found guilty of sex trafficking people to no one.
Like this is the norm now, and we just have to live with it because there's literally nothing we can do about it. People are awful, horrible, rotten, terrible fucking human beings, and nothing will be done about it. And we can complain about it, and it's fun to talk about on a podcast, but nothing's gonna fucking happen. So really, who gives a shit? That's the sad thing. I'm sitting here like, well, Diddy's in trouble because he's done some bad shit again. Oh no. What's going to come of it? Absolutely nothing. Here in a couple of years, you'll be like, oh yeah, I really hadn't really paid much attention to Diddy. What's he doing? Oh, he's doing a campaign for blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. He's not going to end up in trouble. Oh no, the left's abandoned him. They really, or are they just like, we'll just stand over here on the sideline for a minute. You take the brunt of the heat, and we'll revisit this thing here in a year or so, and it'll be fine. It'll all blow over. People forget. Well, there'll be another bridge collapse, and we'll talk about that. There's election coming up, so don't worry about it, Diddy. You'll be just aces here in like a year. Don't worry about it.
Were you downplaying Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence?
No, she absolutely deserved it, and tenfold. It's just, it'd be nice if somebody actually went down for that besides her.
Well, he killed himself.
Oh, absolutely. P. Diddy Pedo's Puff Daddy shotgun.
Actually, let me just go ahead and get out ahead of it. Puff Daddy didn't kill himself.
Yeah, and Puff Daddy, P. Diddy probably did all the other shit that he was accused of, but nobody's going to give a shit.
Did Diddy do it?
Because they never have yet. Why start now?
All right, fellas, we ready for outros and head to the post show?
I've got a link. Let me get it in the comments. Just hang on.
Well, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here, Big Buckin' episode 205, and it was live. A little ditty, folks. I thank all of you for being here. God bless every last one of you. I hope all of you make it back here happy, healthy, much the wiser, and please come check me out at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. Also, be right back here, Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook, and all of the Big Buckin' Empire platforms for tomorrow night's Easter Sunday stream. God bless every last one of you. I hope you join me here, 8:30 Central, Easter Sunday. Folks, I am so glad to be here. Tom, thank you for gracing us with your presence this evening. It was a wonderful time. Tony, Chicken, Tom, take it away.
Tom, let the few people still watching, let them know where they'll find you.
Indeed.
And he's muted.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
We can't hear you.
He's muted. Oh man, that's
Tom, you're muted, bro.
It's brilliant. It was brilliant, man.
Oh, I didn't mute myself. I don't know why that happened.
Oops, a daisicles.
But yeah, Tom Foolery Show on YouTube, youtube.com/Tom Foolery Show. I'm got to get off here in a minute. Got some other stuff that I got to cover, but I appreciate you guys having me on. This is always fun.
Always.
Anytime, sir.
Had a good time. Good seeing you.
Peace.
Yeah, so sorry I was so fucking late tonight. Yeah, had Easter obligations, and as per usual, they ran late. But
so
folks,
that's why he's so pissed off about Easter.
Yeah, that's it. So some added incentive to join the post show. The link's right there at the bottom, folks. Seriously, I've got like nothing left of this Millet whiskey. It needs to go away. You jump on the post show, you pay $5. I won't even increase the amounts. I'll finish this fucking bottle in shot form. So, join the post show. We'll talk prices and haggle. But of course, yes, right here, the Dog and Chicken Show, episode 205, Facebook, YouTube specifically, Twitch. Somehow still we're just barely hanging on by a thread, I guess. Hazard Analysis, fucking KOE Nation, Dad's Worldwide specifically just did an episode the other night, and of course the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast next weekend, coverage of WrestleMania 40. So much to be seen. Linktree/Big Buckin, so much there. If you want more Tony fucking G, Linktree/Tony the Rod. There's plenty there where you can see me, the 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, once again reclaim my title. And with that, Chicken, I yield to you. Take us home.
Yeah, folks, I didn't get to do my cringe opening, but I'm going to do a cringe closer. I want to see the look on Tony's face when I get through this bad boy. Today's letter is C. Can't tell by my mug. Closing this episode of the Dog and Chicken Show, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Bill KOE, Tony G, Tom Foolery, and our countless cherished listeners constituting a colossal community of camaraderie and connection. We commend you for continued commitment, contributions, and contagious enthusiasm. We constantly support your cultivations of creativity, fostering more camaraderie, and fuels your collective curiosity. We cherish each comment, critique, and compliment as they continually catalyze our content's evolution with countless cheers, claps, and commendations. This is so bad. We bid you farewell until the next captivating chapter, our clamoring, chatting, and championing our cause. Carpe diem, dear companions, and continue crafting your own captivating narratives. Until next time, ciao. Appreciate you. Love you. Until next time, folks.
You ruined English.
And that was also convoluted.
It was good.
Yeah, it is a little bit convoluted. Appreciate you. Love you. Bye. Good night, folks. And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it